We are Geelong, the greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball. We play the game as it should be played, at home or far away. Our banners fly high from dawn to dark, down at Gardenia Park. We are Geelong, the greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball. We play the game as it should be played, at home or far away. Our banners fly high from dawn to dark, down at Gardenia Park. Oh, when the Saints go marching in, oh, when the Saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be with St. Kilda, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in, oh, when the Saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be with St. Kilda, when the Saints go marching in.
Alright, hello there. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Welcome to the stream. Today, Geelong versus St. Kilda will be starting in approximately a couple of minutes. I hope everyone is having a good day today. So, we are going to go to KO. And the footy should start in approximately a couple minutes. Sad to see yesterday that he lost, and I actually got a bit of an update to you guys. There's always a couple of other teams like West Coast, GWS, so basically it was unfortunate loss yesterday, but we are going to be watching Geelong St. Kilda. Will be starting approximately a couple of minutes, so gonna be a fun stream. I will not be talking a lot. I'm not sick or anything, but I won't be talking a lot, because once the game starts, I'm going to be having like a quick shower and stuff like that, and then I'm gonna go and come back, read the chat, etc. And then at halftime, we're gonna be just playing a game until the second term starts. But we're gonna be streaming Geelong St. Kilda and Brisbane versus Collingwood later tonight as well. So gonna be pretty exciting. And a reminder, next week will be our last week for AFL for round 23. After round 23 ends, guys, unfortunately, there won't be any final streams. I will be back streaming footy streams next year, okay? So, we got this game. We also got Brisbane Collingwood, Essendon versus Gold Coast, and then round 23, and then that will be it for 2021. Well, I'm gonna say this thing. I think yesterday the commentary was very bad because the only thing they're just cheering for is this Richmond. Like, there's like other teams that, or like there's basically mini commentaries. Yo, ban this kid, ban this kid, ban this kid, please. Yo, Isaac, what you did bro today is pretty selfish. Alright? I don't want to hear it. Actually, just give him a timeout, don't ban. What am I saying? Listen, Isaac, Joe doesn't want to speak to you anymore because you have been harassing him a long time now. So, like, he has enough, bro, because he has stuff in his mind that he has to deal with. And you being toxic to him is just giving him more and more stress. Like, do you realize, you understand that people have, you know, what should we call it? You realize people understand that it's like affecting their mental health, I should say. So like, I told Mikhail today, he's not happy with you as well. So I'm just letting you know. Yeah, I'm just minding my own business, bro. So I'm gonna say thank you for the block, bro, but I don't really care anymore. So you can block me all you want. I don't care. I'm just minding my own business, doing my own stuff, I should say. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm gonna talk about something else now. I don't want to talk about the Isaac situation, but there will be a video tonight. Bear in mind, guys, it's gonna be again a long video. Again, we'll start in about 3 minutes. And then we'll put the footy on like in about a minute before the game. Right now, I see on my other screen that there's ads right now. So as I said yesterday, I don't want to get copyright claim, which is copyright music. So I'll let you guys know once, like a minute before the game starts, so I can put it on. Alright, let me just check my speakers is working. Is it on the correct? Okay, it's on 71%. Alright, so if you guys want me to turn it down a little bit, let me know. Bear in mind, I was very sick yesterday. Like I wasn't like sick that much, but I had a headache. So that's why I put my volume very high. Like way down in bed, but again, I won't be talking that much in this stream. You know, but the reason why I'm streaming this is because of the game. Well, Isaac, he said that, but he doesn't want to play with you, bro. He's very mad. Alright? Like, I understand, bro, but like, he's having a hard time, but he's saying he's gonna be playing tonight, but he's not gonna play with you, bro. Unfortunately. I'm not trying to be mean, but he told me on Discord today. Footy's gonna start in about a minute.
Toss and the playing group are both coming together to meet in the middle.
Yeah, statement, the more we can do this, the more we can draw attention to the fact that we haven't got it right as a competition. We've got to continue to work at it. Easy Smith puts his hand around Brad Hill, former teammates, of course, at the Hawthorn Football Club. I like this. It's a pretty powerful moment, I reckon, Jason. We need it, given the week we've been through.
It's great to see this stand from the players, isn't it? They are passionate about a lot of things. And this is as high a priority as anything in the game at the moment.
Well, players meeting in the centre in a show of solidarity with Aboriginal Torres Strait teammates, colleagues, families, broader community, as well as all multicultural communities, to send the message there is no room for racism in our game that we love or in our society.
Yeah, well done. Those pictures then become really important. They'll be shown on the news tonight, and we continue to spread the word and send the message.
Still a faint hope. The Saints need to keep winning, and the Cats need one more win to assure themselves of a top 4 spot. And let's not forget, they play Melbourne in round 23, so they probably want to get it done today.
Well, the top 4 isn't going to change. It's just exactly where they are.
If Brisbane win both and Geelong lose both, they will fall out.
Oh, well, there you go. You've done your homework. You've done your ladder predictor, which is
nice
to work. And because Port Adelaide also play the Western Bulldogs as well in this coming round. So lots at stake. Let's just leave it at that. This is an eerie feeling here at GMHBA Stadium. We've come down here over the years and the Geelong faithful have been roaring for their team and they've really been disappointed, Howie. So today is a little unusual, but we're going to get a fierce contest. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
I'm remiss of me not to mention off the top, happy birthday to the great man Jason Dunstall as well. If you see him in the street, make sure you come up and tell him a big happy birthday.
Yes. There we go. Dougal Howard gets the job on Tom Hawkins. He is a great inclusion.
Well, I don't know what you're saying.
All right, we're set to start on Fox Saturday Twilight Footy from the Kelly. Geelong taking on the Saints. We mentioned off the top, St Kilda haven't won here since 1999. Quite extraordinary. And away we go in perfect conditions. Only a light nor'wester blowing across the ground. Selwood gets past him. Dangerfield picks it up immediately. Drives the ball forward. Coming out is Cameron. Good to see him back out there in Cats colours. Sinclair mops up, tries to squeeze a little ball and does so to Jones. So the Saints through Steele. Long ball down towards King. Looks like Henry's got the job there. King at the back. Nice little tap. Henry got him. The ball stripped out of his hands. O'Connor back in the side. Colin Jasny. Views. Butler pursues him. Gee whiz.
To be.
Yeah, you can have a look at that. You're right. Henry got King. Wilkie down the other end's got Cameron. So Wilkie did a fantastic job on Buddy Franklin last week. So he's got another big one on Jeremy Cameron, but that's as deliberate as you can see it. And then what an opportunity here for is it Dan Butler that's going to take the shot?
Yep. You surprised by the Henry matchup?
Well, they got such faith. I mean, you talk to Cam Mooney, and we will in a moment, who's down the boundary, and he just says that he's every bit the sort of player that Tom Stewart can be. That's how highly they rate him.
16 goals this season for Dan Butler. The opening score of the match, tight in the pocket. Doesn't quite get enough on it. King's in a dangerous position though. McKenzie attacks the footy hard. Blitzards. Now Hughes. Dangerfield, close. Higgins. Standing underneath it is Howard. Back in the Saints side. Joyce. Wobbles the ball forward. Memory gets a fist on it. Smith attacks it. Now Guthrie. And Senior. Cameron makes his presence felt in the middle of the ground. Crouch. Looping hand pass to Ross. Saints with plenty of early footy. Butler on the outer flank. Goes inboard to Steele. Hughes corrals him. Back to Marshall. Eventually they pull the trigger inside to King. And they hit the big boy.
Well, that's the key kick.
Good kick.
If you're going to go to this man, and we've seen it happen over the last month or so, he's grown in confidence because they're starting to kick the ball out in front of him. Let him run and jump. And it's virtually impossible for anyone else to get up to the point that he's marking the ball without interfering with his arms.
Yeah, even his first contest back in the goal square before with the shot at goal that went across from Butler was much more ferocious than he was early in the year.
Similar position to Butler. Early opportunities, a wonderful finish, and the Saints are on the board.
Well, that is a great result, and he has hit 36. That's his 37th goal for the year, which for a young man, his return has been terrific. And I just think you can see it. You can see it in the way he's playing in the last month to 6 weeks. He's got much more, I don't say confidence. I don't think confidence was ever a problem with him, but his belief in his ability to compete against anyone at any time has been fantastic. So this is a really good hit up. You did right, Rail Marshall just into the space, and that's going to be the challenge. Jack Henry, as good as he can be, he's not going to be able to stop that sort of delivery. So it's a great start.
Cameron Mooney joins us on the boundary. Moons, good afternoon to you. Massive, massive story about Tom Stewart.
Look, it really is, Howie, and just have a look at their back line at the moment, Geelong, and you have a look at it, very top heavy, very tall, and not great kicks coming out of there. That was really the Tommy Stewart role, wasn't it? That quarterback role that we always like to talk about. He's such a beautiful kick. So who's going to take that over? And just quickly, guys, we're starting to get a little bit of spitting rain down here, so it'll be interesting to see if that comes.
Jones. Guthrie applying a tackle. Marshall at ground level. Dunstan hurries the kick forward. More up than out. Butler attacks it well. Jones again. Now Steele. Good start from the Saints. Another inside 50 ball. A hit Crouch. He wants to get rid of it. Looks like he fancies the distance. Now he goes back to set himself.
Just Sharman going back, who hasn't played a hell of a lot of footy with O'Connor. There was a nice leading lane there for King to hit into, and Sharman, who's still probably not quite aware of what's going on, just takes his man back into that space. So that'll come with time for that young man, Sharman.
Now he gets the short option. Don't quite make the best of it, the Saints. Selwood with a hurried clearing ball towards the wing.
That's a great spoil over the top, Dougal Howard. It was the right option from Crouch. He waited and waited and waited. He didn't fancy covering that distance, and he got the lead from Butler. The kick just fell a metre short, but he made up tremendous ground there, Dougal Howard. He came from 25 metres away to affect that spoil.
Got the big job on Tommy Hawkins, of course.
Dunstan. McKenzie ducked in the tackle. Selwood, hard as always, got one high.
Just seeing if anyone's going to Jack Steele there. Harford had responsibility. I'm not sure it's a hard tag, though. They don't generally do that at Geelong.
It's an aggressive ball from Selwood. Ross is awake to it. Chance of a turnover for the Saints. Crouch doesn't get a handle on the footy. Stanley pushed to the ground. Henderson, such a steadying influence down back. Keeps the ball in front of himself. Henry. Guthrie. And then Zach. And now Holmes.
Yeah, they went into the corridor from in this position just earlier, and they picked them off. To St Kilda against Sydney between the arcs, their turnover ability was outstanding through the middle. Keep an eye on that through the course of the day.
Beautiful ball from Cameron. Immediately, the Saints move it on by hands through Higgins and Holmes. Hose it forward on the left. Marshall can't take the mark. Now Wilkie loops it over to Webster.
All right, guys, another shower. I'll be
Wilkie
back.
Again.
Enjoy the game
the
first quarter. Back in a sec.
And towards Memory. The big man from Traralgon gets up and takes a strong mark and hurts his shoulder.
Oh, he's got King and O'Connor one out at the moment. If they go quick.
It's not good for Geelong down here at the moment, guys. The college Asney's just come off as well, and in the hands of the trainers as well, with Henry then going down as well.
Looked like he gave O'Connor a shove. The umpire said play on. And here's the impressive young man, Sharman, who's good on the lead, Jason.
He is, he presents. That's what we saw from him last week. Up the corridor a couple of times. He always comes at the ball carrier. It's a good contested mark from King. May have got a little bit of licence with the hands in the back, but that's okay.
It's a good match-up, though. I mean, he got the mismatch with O'Connor. They went to him, and he took a bit of a levity there, and maybe could have been pinged, but it was a nice physical contest.
Started as a sub. Didn't actually get on in his first game. Kicked a couple in his last two games. He's a fine kick of the football. And the Saints are away to the perfect start.
Well, you probably wanted them to start well if you're a St Kilda supporter, thinking if they can get their confidence up, maybe they can have a long-awaited win down here. This is the contested mark from Memory where he gets crunched by Henry, and Henry goes down just as hard. He holds the shoulder, but he's able to get up, and then he spots the mismatch. So one hand just leans on him with the left. Maybe he buckled a little bit too easily, O'Connor. That's okay. And I like that from Sharman. So he's coming back towards goal, turns around and goes back up at the ball.
Yeah, so what you see is they got caught out a bit in transition, but you're seeing O'Connor play in the back six now. Now, they've moved O'Connor up to the middle of the ground. He's been the player that they like to run with. Now, he may very well have gone with Jack Steele today, for instance. This is the flow-on effect of Stewart. So Stewart's not there. O'Connor comes back and plays in the back half as he did at the start of his career, and maybe Steele then gets a bit of a look through the middle. So there are flow-on, not just Stewart out of the team. It has an impact all around the place.
I mentioned that the Saints hadn't won here as College Asney's back on since 1999, Gary, but without a crowd, interesting how much less home ground advantage you actually get. Holmes bangs a high ball forward down towards Radagalia. First we'll look for Hawkins. Cameron strip of the footy. Wilkie gives him a shove. Spills out the back towards Higgins. Caulfield close. Higgins comes again, tries to step through the tackle. Now Hawkins misses everything.
Fresh airy.
I think he did, Gary.
He missed his foot.
He missed it, Jace. He's coming off one goal in his last two outings. He's one of the best forwards of the modern era in my mind, but he's just had a fresh airy, yeah. He's got a little nick on his foot.
It's unusual. Hanbury, great to see him back out there in St Kilda colours for the first time. He's played a couple in the VFL in a scratch match. Anxious to see how much time he plays today. King and Sharman on the board for the Saints. Guthrie showing courage coming back with a flight. Saints just hustle the ball forward. Henry gets King underneath it. Stops and props. Smith moves it back to Blitzarves. Now Kolodjasny.
So it's interesting with those key matchups, with Kolodjasny playing on Membry and with Henry playing on King, it allows Blitzarves to be the one who can drop off. So he's currently picking up a Dean Kent. He'll let Kent go up the ground and then sweep as that tall intercept.
It was a good hit from Henderson. Smith kicking under pressure and Steele gets behind Parfitt.
Coming in for his 6th possession. So if it is Parfitt who's got responsibility, then Jack Steele started this game really well.
Burns bites one off on the 45. Back to Steele.
If he has got responsibility, Parfitt is paying no attention to it. He just ran straight past Brandon Parfitt then Jack Steele.
Possession number 7 already for the Saint. Membry, Henry floating across his King though, so he's taking a couple of early grabs.
Oh, he looks imposing up there, doesn't he?
I just like the fact they keep kicking it to him in a good circumstance where he can run and jump and he's got the right matchup.
Measures one into the pocket, out the back, Membry. Another inside 50 mark for the Saints.
Well, they've taken four marks inside their forward 50 and they've all been deemed to be uncontested. Now, make of that what you will without Stewart. You can tell a story and you can manipulate the storyline around what's taking place. I'm sure Chris Scott will be disappointed with what's happening through the middle of the ground, but the fact of the matter is the King's marking everything and Membry's presenting up beautifully.
Leading goal kicker at the Saints 3 of the past 5 years for Tim Membry. Ferocious competitor. And slides another one home for the Saints. They've got the first 3.
Well, Jace, they've been inside 55 times and they've kicked 3 goals straight and they've taken 4 uncontested marks. So that on that occasion, it's Max King. Have a look at this kick here. This is Steele again. It's Max King on Zach Guthrie.
He's got to run and jump when no one's putting body on him. Yeah. That is the perfect scenario for Max King to get involved in the game.
And this is, you see Guthrie there, not Guthrie, Blitzarves. That's the one you're talking about. You know, he'll let Kent go and all that. Well, if he does, he needs to be back keeping an eye on Kent. Yeah. All members as a second 100%. Man back. So they're a bit all at sea at the moment in their back half, which is unusual.
What I do love from the Saints, though, and we spoke about Max King last time they played, he kicked 1-5. The Saints have butchered a couple of games this year because they've been unable to convert in front of the big sticks. You come out and the confidence that everyone gets when they see the big forwards get a kick and go bang, bang and bang, huge.
Jason Dunstall, Gary Lyon, Cameron Mooney, Saturday twilight footy from Geelong. And the home side need to get going. Here's an opportunity. Hawkins delayed the hand pass. Eventually went to Holmes. Dalhouse around the footy. The Webster arrives now. Howard takes on the tackle.
You can just see he's a half a step off Tommy Hawkins, isn't it? It's just not working for him at the moment. Does he give that one quickly, but maybe the St Kilda player goes over and grabs his teammate, so he thought, I can dummy and kick the goal, then he got closed down. So just a half a step off the pace, I think.
Holmes, Higgins, Dangerfield. Important couple of touches. Competes with a teammate there, Guthrie. Not sure how he got rid of it, Danger. The umpire said, play on, Parfitt. Zach Guthrie, boundary line.
So they won 3 centre-bounce clearances, the Cats, which gives you the best look of all because of the 6-6-6 and haven't been able to hit the scoreboard at all. So Brett Ratton would be concerned about what they've given up goals from centre-bounce. He'd be happy with that result.
Steele's up to 7. Make that 8. And Jones. Shorts it to Sharman. Looks good on the lead. Hanbury, they're flowing through the middle at the moment, the Saints. Chain of hand pass. Steele ends to Hanbury. Can he hit a target? King again on the stretch. And he is causing early problems.
He's learnt to move. The young man is fine. The penny's dropped, Gaz. He's not getting involved under high balls where stronger players can push and jostle him. He's constantly on the move, which allows him to attack the footy.
And not getting stuck 0 to 15, where you do stand under the footy. So he's marking around the 50. He's marked deep inside. So, but the ball movement through the middle of the ground would be what would love some delight some Kilda supporters, and Dan Hanbury involved in that link-up. That's the dream. Jones to Hanbury to steal through the middle of the ground.
Good look at his range here from outside 50.
14-22 before the bye, 22-6 in the 7 games since.
Oh.
Max unloads, hits the post.
It wasn't a bad kick. They are up and about, the Saints. They're off to a flyer.
How do you defend when he's on the stretch like that with his arms up?
You've got to stop the player further afield, giving him those perfect kicks, because no one can get to that point that he's marking the ball.
Smith plays on, runs his full measure, drives the ball to the outer side where Dangerfield spectacularly flies.
Just watching behind the footy now to see how these Geelong defenders reshuffle, and it's Zach Guthrie who's the loose, is the role that Tim Stewart would normally play. So his man's pushed up into the stoppage, and he drops off as the loose, and it's...
Yeah, it's interesting because at the moment they've rolled Blitzarves over onto Membry, and now College Asney comes over onto Kent.
Wobble ball forward from Dangerfield towards Hawkins. Howard back with the flight. Wilkie arrives in support, chips it out in front of Sinclair. It was clever in the end.
He's becoming such a good player from Callum Wilkie down back. The speed that he has allows him to get that bit of composure once he gets the footy.
This is the area where they want to get better at Geelong, is defending this ball movement, and they've just waltzed out again.
King wants it deep from Ross. They go in that direction. Henry uses his body well. It's Henry takes his time and drops the footy towards centre wing. Radigalia pushed out by Dunstan. Means, just for those that are joining us, Tom Stewart, it was a training situation, was it?
Yeah, just during the week apparently, Howie, and it was just a nothing incident. I think he just went to take off in a training drill, something you do 400 times a day, and somehow just hurt something in his foot, and unfortunately now going in for surgery and more than likely out for a year. So devastating news for Geelong really going forward now into the finals.
Dan Hanbury off for a spell. He's had 4 early touches. That'll do his confidence the world of good.
Yeah, some really nice transitional ball movement through the middle of the ground. So yeah, Brett Ratton and his coaching box would be pretty happy with the way this has panned out in his first 10 or 15 minutes.
So not giving them the easy outlet kick, are they? Forcing them to go long to a contest or to take something on in the middle of the ground.
The boys combine. Hawkins tries to put a bit of body on the contest. Dunstan hurt him. He got ridden into the ground, close. Hawkins unloads, 30 from home, down towards Dangerfield. Wilkie brings it to ground. Dangerfield goes hard, as does Sinclair. A couple of tough units go right at each other. And the Saints again have the answers.
So we're talking about big money players these days, you know, where Josh Kelly signed the big knee. Callum Wilkie starts the game on Jeremy Cameron. Jeremy Cameron goes off. Patrick Dangerfield goes forward. Callum Wilkie plays on Patrick Dangerfield. You want to write a check out? That's the sort of player you could write one out to.
Dunstan slipped by hands to McKenzie. Nice feint from Jones. Wants to go across with the switch on. They got numbers on the outer side here, the Saints. Butler. Uses one down to Sharman, but Blitzarves is awake and chops it off.
He's got to be better with that kick. He had Brad Hill as an option to hand pass over the top. He thought he could bite off the longer option.
It's an aggressive option again by the Cats. Both teams trying to own the corridor. Kent. Menegola keeps his hands up in the tackle. Henderson, 1-2 with Zach Guthrie. Back towards Menegola. Henderson. Too much on it for Selwood. Clean bowls Howard. And Caulfield's aware and awake and sees Hill.
Oh, there's a good matchup.
Got ex-teammates.
Dylan Smith running. They will cover some ground.
Having a good chat pre-match, the two out on the ground. Premiership Hawks.
I like that from Caulfield. Backed himself. Just took some space now. there was nothing on through the middle of the ground, but now they can move the ball again, and it moves Geelong in the process. It's the first time they've really held them up. And yet they haven't.
Winston works his way around Henderson rather easily in the end. Crouch takes on the tackle of Dangerfield.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's a throw. That is a great tackle. An amazing tackle.
You hear the clash of the bodies in the effects, Mike. Hill's got further options out on the flank. On the other side of the ground. Butler's been lively early. Gets his way around the slip. Burns puts it under the arm. Bangs it inside 50. Here he comes again, Max King.
Oh,
this time Menengola just got a finger on it. Whistle on play.
Oh, I think
Go play the Saints.
He's got to be unlucky, Max King, not to get a free kick there.
Turned to the umpire and shaking his head. But, hey, the bottom line is the ball movement of St Kilda is superb.
Yep.
I mean, right in front of us was the passage of play where Dunstan got around Henderson way too early, and then Marshall laid one of the great tackles. And then once it spreads to the other side, it was up to Tom Hawkins to do the chasing out of the defence. So they're right on top here, the Saints.
Zach Jones missed rounds 9 through 16 with a quad injury. He's back and in business now for his 4th goal of the season. Leans back on it. Another goal for St Kilda. 4 now unanswered.
So we saw them put enormous pressure on last week, which helped them upset Sydney. Then you see this tackle from Rowan Marshall. That forces the incorrect disposal. And then you get the transfer of the ball from one side to the other. And again, another great kick for Max King where he could run and jump. He wasn't able to take the mark. He didn't get paid the free kick. But then Jones follows up with a great tackle. So when they put this sort of pressure on, they're a different team, the Saints.
Yeah, how good are they look? I mean, this is a team, this is the Geelong team who we all think are contending. They haven't scored. The opposition have been inside 50 on only 8 occasions and kicked 4 goals won. It's just as good a start as you could hope for. And
how much have we seen over the last 6 weeks? If you're a little bit off, doesn't matter whether you're playing the bottom team and you're the top team, you'll get rolled.
Steele up to 10 disposals. Henry 6 for the Cats. Sarves in danger, having a rest. Stanley, another clearance though, this time from Marshall. Ruckman grabs it off the contest towards O'Connor and Butler.
the Parfitt and Steele early in the piece. Parfitt 1 possession, Steele 10. So that's something you're going to have a look at then. If you know, not a hard tag, but if that was your man, that's your responsibility. You have to look at that.
Let's try and work the ball on the outer side. Menengola under ground ball, doesn't really work. Down towards Dunstan, again looking for King. He looks a threat every time they go there. Henderson wanted the line, eventually got. Gee, looks impressive, Max, at the moment.
Well, it's I mean, Jack Henry, we've got the greatest respect for him, but it's a matchup that you'd be happy to keep going to. And that's not to say that Henry won't win his share and halve enough, but he's in that ominous sort of form.
Clever tap from Stanley to Selwood. Forward onto the right boot. And gets as far as Sinclair. Leaves the magnificent mullet. Assesses the options and just takes a bit off the kick back towards King again. They're just putting it on his head and he's reaching and stretching and grabbing it consistently.
Well, he is. He's been superb. But the problem for Chris Scott is that that's a slow play, Jace. And I watched it all because you want to see King. Not a Geelong player, apart from Henry's responsibility, got back in the hole, tried to fill up the space, tried to give a 2-on-1 chop out. He's getting 1-on-1 looks.
Tighten the pocket. Already kicked 1 as Max. Had plenty of the footy early. And he's got 2. And St Kilda have now kicked the first 5.
Well, let's have a look, Jace, again. It's extraordinary. This bloke is just, again, announcing himself. So here's the pressure on the kick out, right? So there's King and there's Henry. Where's the player? There's the Stanley ruckman there in a hole. Hasn't even turned his head. Hasn't turned his head, Reece Stanley, to look where King is. And now he goes. It's too late, Reece. He did not turn his head once. It's your responsibility to get back and fill that hole and help Jack Henry out.
Tell you what they are doing well. We saw Sharman came across, led across him into the pocket. Then he went back into the corridor. So the forwards are separating well. The St Kilda forwards aren't getting caught in the same zones, and that's why Max King has an opportunity at some of these one-on-ones.
I wonder if Jack Henry, I don't know Jack Henry very well, but he has every right to turn around and just barrel Reece down there. I don't know if they're demanding of their teammates. They've been a great side for a long time, but he has to get up Stanley to say, hey, fill that hole right there.
So Max King's kick 2, and the Saints have got 5 on the board. Geelong haven't scored yet. Selwood trying to do something about that, but Wilkie.
He's on fire. He is on fire, Callum Wilkie. It's half a dozen possessions that he's come up for now, and he's won some critical one-on-ones against Dangerfield, against Cameron, doing a terrific job.
Steele uses the run of Hill, tries to hit Vannery, danger, punches it away into the vacant seats.
Well, that's a good win because we haven't seen much of that, have we? So we'll get Cam Mooney to keep a close eye on this. We know he had some groin injuries, I think, a little bit of an issue coming in.
Good tape on the lower back too.
That'll be disappointing for the no crowd that's here if he has to go off and not come back because he's turning one on.
I'm back, guys.
Dangerfield swoops on the ball, tries to hit Radigalia. It's a clever little pass
Geelong are
forward.
losing
Takes on
by
Webster,
what?
a couple of tackles. Now Hawkins, the big frame over the ball, paddles it out the back like he's playing tunnel ball. Steele, Crouch, watch out, closest behind him, gets rid of it in time. And Sharman on the lead with the Dukes out the front. Nearly snaffled it. Geelong just starting to get their hands on the footy a little bit more.
This is where they've got to be careful because all 5 goals for St Kilda have come from turnover. All 5 of them.
Zach Guthrie to the outer flank. And a goal that was blocked.
It's an interesting block because he never actually moved. He stood where he was originally, which happened to be in the way of Menegola.
Drives it long. Stanley floats across from the side and takes the mark.
So just lost a little bit of contact there, Rowan Marshall. He was covering the long one to the square. Kick came a little bit shallower. Reece Stanley able to come over and take the mark. Now he needs to go back and kick this for the Cats. They need to get themselves into the contest. They haven't had a look yet.
Kicked 100 career goals in match 159 has Reece. First real look at a score here for the Cats. And Geelong finally kicked their first goal deep in the first term.
You just can't emphasise how important it was. So this is that free kick that's paid to Menegola. Just holding his ground. But I guess the argument is he's not competing for the ball. But are you allowed to hold that ground and let the ball go over into space and then chase it? I think if you're not making a genuine second movement where you've come from your original space to block the player and then go back, I think that should nearly be play on. But I guess it's a toss of the coin. You can decide either way which way you think that should go. But in the end, it was a good kick to find Stanley because it kept the ball away from Marshall.
Yeah, and it meant Stanley asked the question of Marshall then by working hard at the other end of the ground and just not going to the obvious spot. So much needed understatement.
Dunstan putting a bit of work into Selwood, and he's done a pretty good job thus far. Selwood's on 7 touches, Dunstan on 8. Make it 8 apiece.
Touch just coming on. GMHBA, danger, takes it with that spring in his step. Wobbles the ball forward, and all of a sudden Cameron marks in front of Wilkie on a ball that just dived and dropped and landed on that man there's chest.
Well, yeah, Paddy would love to say that is just about as good a inside 50 pass as you're ever likely to see, but I reckon Callum Wilkie just went, this is coming to me, and then it just dropped. It just dropped onto his chest. So this is what happens. Scores from centre bounce. Been an issue for the Saints here.
28 goals for the season. The 2019 Coleman medalist gets his first for the afternoon.
Well, it's so important because 5 unanswered goals is just almost unheard of down here against, but I think this part of the field is an area where the Cats would be looking to get some sort of ascendancy. And look, you need a little bit of luck in this game. We talk about Jack Steele and how good he's been. His direct opponent was Dangerfield, and that one just drops into the right hole. It drops into a hole 25 metres out directly in front, Coach.
Let's go down and find out what's happening with Max King down on the boundary line. Cameron Mooney.
Well, thanks, Chief. Well, just walked past us then and he gave me a little wry smile. I said, you're okay, eh? But he didn't really give me too much, but he's gone into a room down here with the doctor and the physio, so we're just waiting for him to see him come back out. Obviously, with a minute to go, he won't be back out before quarter time. So with any luck, guys, he's just going in to get a little bit of a fix-up and coming back out to play that second quarter. Let's fingers crossed.
I reckon I'm not feeling quite as bad if I've got a couple under my belt already, Gaz.
No, it's as good a start as you could hope for a big key forward, so let's hope he can get back out here.
Cloud with that adductor groin issue last week. There's Max King.
Pushing it back, then Kilda. Paddy, back 1 metre. Patrick, back 1 metre. Stand.
Steele for possession number 13.
Stay out, boys. Stay out. Sean, thank you. Play on.
Comes it to the near side. Marshall gets the free kick.
35 seconds to go.
Got to be careful not to blast it back. Menegola filling the hole.
Sharman now being stood by Henry, who will be a relieved man at the moment. There's two of them there, Henderson and Henry.
Gee, mate, the whole complexion of that forward line changes, doesn't it?
Without King, yeah.
So the young man Sharman, who we've really loved over the past week or so, is going to be asked a lot of if he can't get himself up and going again. King, that is.
Zach Guthrie's had plenty of the ball in the first term.
And the other reason is that Henry's gone behind the footy, which the Saints like to do in the last couple of minutes of a quarter, particularly when they've got a bit of a lead. So he was one out.
Couple of big stories here. Matt King kicked a couple in the first term, but he's off with an injury at the moment. Hopefully Saints fans will see him out there in the second term. The Saints kicked the first 5, the Cats the last 2.
All right. It is quarter time. The game is muted just because it's going to be ads and I don't want to get copyright claimed. But you guys can still hear me. Good game so far. I've got 15 viewers. Can we play after the game, bro? Depends, because I'll be streaming this one and then the Brisbane and Collingwood one. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Ad break. Thanks for the stream. No problem, Aiden. Alright, it's ad break right now. Grace K posted a new video 15 hours ago. What happened with Save the Kids? Oh, God. Alright. I can unmute now.
Paid, but then Jones lays the tackle and gets it and kicks the goal.
Well, you saw the score sources there. 3 goals, 1 from the defensive half, St Kilda. They are the worst in the competition. They average 11 points per game from the defensive half. They've kicked 3 goals in the first quarter. So that's a great sign as far as their ball movement goes. And this is the key. This is why they were so good against Sydney last week. And they've done it again in the first quarter. Elite pressure, 201 the rating.
Cam Mooney.
Well, Howie, magnificent start from King, wasn't it? Just have a look at his stat sheet going into that first quarter. Absolutely brilliant. Only the 5 possessions, but 5 marks is how he did it. Really took them apart in the air, took Henry apart. Have a look at there, 5 marks, and 3 of those inside 50 for his 2 goals, 1. So really did just dominate that quarter. But unfortunately, had to come off a little bit sore, and he's in the hands of the doctors still, and from all reports, is another 5 or so minutes away before we will see him back out. He's just in the hands of the trainers underneath the stadium right now in one of the rooms down here, just getting double checked. Hopefully it should come out in the next 5 minutes or so, guys, and we get to see him again, because that was a great first quarter.
Yeah, just saw some vision then. Moons just he's indicating and pointing to that groin area again where. Have a look at this. Have a look at this, Jace. How would you have gone if...
Concentrating on the breathing, close the eyes, breathe.
Michael Tuck said
breathe.
Try to do this. Dipper wouldn't be able to stop pinching it.
Things underway in the second term. The Saints starting where they left off, driving it down towards Butler. Still no sign of King on the boundary. Cam Mooney will keep you right across that on Fox Footy as that situation unfolds. Dangerfield gets away from him. Steele, what a first term he had. Henderson. Now Cam Guthrie. So the Saints, you said kick the first 5, but Geelong is steady with the next 2. Smith back in the side after being rested. Pinpoints the ball. Out to Henderson, who just went to school down the road at Geelong College. High entry, Cameron, but it's Howard.
Yeah, it was a poor decision. They had a 2-on-1, and Lockie Henderson thought he was going to be able to kick the ball 70 metres all of a sudden to get to the 2-on-1, but they weren't able to, and Howard was able to intercept.
What it does show you is how important is it as a defender to keep your eye on the footy. Hawkins was working back towards goal. He was tracking the footy doodle, Howard. He just stopped, turned and marked the ball.
Sharp work by Cooper Sharman, who started his AFL career really well. Kicked a couple of goals the last 2 weeks, already one today. Jones has got the overlap. Butler, he's got a man on the 45 and hits him. Saints looking dangerous again. Higgins, Membry's deep. Takes a bit off the ball, back to Jones with a 1-2. Jones already kicked 1.
If he could have just held it for another couple of seconds, it would have allowed Jones to run 5 metres closer. There's a big pocket of space.
Looks for Membry, spoiled away from him. It's Kent down there. Now Menengola just with a high wobbler, trying to get it out of the defensive area. Howard flies, close.
And that's the reason that we saw Zach Jones trying to pass the ball. He wasn't comfortable. Wide, 50-metre kick. If they can just hold it and take that extra 5 metres, makes it a much easier shot for goal.
Clean bowls everybody. Dangerfield picks it up cleanly to Henry. Had his issues in the first term with Max King. Menengola squeezes the ball to Simpson. Medical subs Narkle and Clavarino.
is a question now when you see how easily St Kilda transition that ball from their back half to their forward half, and you look up and you've got Hawkins and you've got Cameron and you've got Ratugolea. They've got to get some genuine heat and pressure in their forward half of the ground.
Hughes steps through a bit of traffic. Wilkie is wearing Cameron like the proverbial. Simpson has to squeeze it out. Cam Guthrie hits Hawkins on the chest. Tom kicking half from home, immediately releases by hand, back to Guthrie, the man that gave it to him. Ratugolea split the pack from behind. He's a big presence. Comes out towards Cameron, right foot snap, Menangola might have been across the line.
Wait.
Mark paid, let's have a listen.
Can I have the ball? Sam, please. Sam, can I have the ball, please?
There's Mark. So I check Mark was taken for across the line.
Okay. Score review.
Just while we're waiting down here, guys, Max King still yet to come out.
Is that Mark?
It's all the way across, is
I
it?
think that's a Mark.
We might have to have a look at the other side from the padding, but didn't look to be all the way across. Look, they've got to start converting. They've been really poor over the last month in converting inside 50s once they go in. So they've been inside 50 12 times, same as St Kilda. They've had 2 shots a goal.
Looking at these angles, we can see the ball is controlled before crossing the back of the goal line. Decision on scoreboard.
Big decision for the Cats. This should be a certain goal from here. It's a weird result to put up, isn't it?
Yeah. Just don't have Mark in on the technology.
So it works out for the Cats and Menangola, averaging 24 disposals for the year. He's kicked 9 majors, looking for his 10th and to make it 3 in a row for the Cats. That'll do nicely.
They've got to, so on the back of that stat, Jace, they've got to get basically bang for buck. So they can go inside 50 more than any other team, but they've been 14th for converting once they get in there. That's been their issue in recent times. Good contest from Ratugolea. Stays inside forward 50. A little bit fortuitous that they were able to get a mark just before that, but you take them. And now there's a challenge. The challenge is coming for them now. With King off the ground and with Moons all over it.
So they kicked the first 5, did the Saints. The Cats have got the last 3 through Stanley, Cameron and Menangola.
Well, here he comes now, boys, so this is good news. He walked out of the race, Howie, and I thought, ooh, he didn't look too flash, but now he's starting a little bit of run-throughs. Much better.
What do you reckon, Dr. Mooney?
I'm going to give it a tick.
Thumbs up from you?
Thumbs up, mate. He's away.
Saints fans will be happy. The different forward line when he was down there. Hanbury.
The little wink he just gave me says, I'm pretty confident.
It's away. Stanley. Looks it round the body. Dalhouse somehow got it to Cameron. Puts it back to Stanley. Cameron winds the ball inside 50 over the top of Simpson. Joyce. Free kick going the way of Simpson. So Geelong, they're on the move.
Well, they want to get Max King back on because he's gone off the ground and Geelong have banged on 3 in a row and they just don't look anywhere near as dangerous when they go forward. But there's no question that Geelong, when we expect this, they've upped the ante, they've upped their pressure here.
So it takes something pretty special from Sam Simpson. Plays onto the right. Doesn't go for goal in the end. Drops it towards Stanley. Dangerfield got a hand on it. Didn't know that Reese was behind him, about to mark it on his chest. Seb Ross needs to be good clearing to Membry and is. Oh, scream down the ground. Hughes steps inside. Kicks it straight into the guts of Sinclair in the end. Now Higgins.
They've got numbers back, the Cats, so they've got to work it through. They've got to look to run it through.
Higgins with a check side towards Sharman. Good serves with the fist. Hill. Teammate snagged it off him. Sinclair again. Oh, what a kick that is.
Good kick.
Membry somehow drops the mark. Inexplicably, really. Bends it round the corner. That is a missed opportunity.
That's a massive blunder from Tim Membry. You've got to understand how good that kick was from Sinclair, because he was running towards where all the Geelong numbers were, and he hooked it across the body to the advantage of Membry, who should have taken an uncontested mark and had a simple shot for goal.
Yeah, and they're under pressure. They've given up 3 in a row.
That's the one they need.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Marshall releases it. Hanbury uses the body, want to give one away.
So the intensity from the Cats much better around a contest. So from a contested possession point of view, it's a much better looking table at the moment. They're closing the gap. In fact, in front now.
Max King still on the bench, having a seat at the moment, right next to Cameron Mooney. Smith working in tight spaces.
And you can give Dangerfield probably that reason why they've lifted the intensity, Gaz. He's made a big couple of contests, won himself a nice free kick there, but he's just absolutely hitting the packs pretty hard at the moment.
He's had 11 possessions where he's had 9 contested. We know when they win contested, they win. They had one at 15 in a row last week and got done by the Giants. So big focus for them here, you'd think.
Look who's on the ground. Membry off. And Max King back onto the ground. We'll keep an eye on how he's moving.
Blitzar's pushing and shoving him to welcome him back to the arena.
It'll be interesting to see whether it's Blitzar's that takes him or whether they're just waiting for the Henry matchup to resume. Looks like Henry will go to him.
Higgins, he might get run down from behind, just gets the kick away in time as he shoved as he got rid of it.
As he kicked it. Gee, there wasn't much in it. And he's shaking the head. Dan Butler.
Should that be down the ground, Jace?
Well, not if you're pushing while he's kicking it. That's in the act of kicking it.
Shouldn't they look and see where the ball's going to go, and if it's a mark, then that's an advantage?
You want the advantage paid.
Well, they're in a much better position.
As long as you're not paying a downfield free kick.
Saints kicked the first 5. The Cats with the last 3. It was 31-0 at one stage. Back to a 14-point margin. Patience from the Cats. They go all the way across the ground. Henry involved. Pulls the trigger now with a high ball and towards Holmes and close. Good mark for a slight man.
So we're looking at this second quarter here. Uncontested marks now a double. So for the quarter, Geelong up to 9, the Saints 4. That's a bit more what we expect from the Cats. Contested possession 16-11. They pride themselves on a contested possession win. They're also getting the ball on the outside, so they got it way back on their terms here, the Cats.
And it's inside 50s, 5-2, so they're starting to play the game in the forward half now, the Cats.
Kick to goal.
Good contested mark, Howie.
My word. Close. Oh, just pumps it right through the middle, and now it's the Cats with 4 on the trot.
It's been an amazing turnaround. That's probably not something you expect. You get the long kick going inside 50. And all of a sudden it's close, taking the one-on-one contested mark. Body strength in front of Jimmy Webster, who's probably disappointed he wasn't able to spoil, but really give the young man credit. He held his position, he fought for it, and then he took a very good, clean grab.
He's listed at 68 kilos, Jason.
No one could be 68 kilos, could they?
I wouldn't say no one.
How he's 33. Again, they're just controlling the footy, and this is the whole, the concern now for the Saints is we're going to win the ball back from a contest point of view, specifically, and from clearance and stoppage, because when they control the ball, the uncontested marks come into play, and they move you around the field, and they've got some time to set up ahead of the ball. So it's a terrific response from a side who we expect. We'll see whether the Saints can now go with them.
So the 31-point margin has been whittled down to just 8. 4 in a row for the Cats. Radigalia, free kick prior to that.
Yeah, got dumped. They're saying got dumped. And
gee, how is that not 50?
Just down the other end, guys. You've got the Blitzarves King matchup now. Henry's been moved off him.
And being a lot more physical, Blitzarves too, off the footy here, just refusing to let King get a run at it.
He's asked the question, Jack Steele, because Radagalia's kicked the ball. It's gone virtually to the point post.
Great question.
They had to wait for it to come back 80 metres to where Steele had the ball.
I'm liking what's happening down the other end of the ground. They're trying to look after King here, the Saints.
They go in his direction. Kent flies from behind. Close, the last goal kicker. Steele, another possession. Webster underground, works out effectively. Luckily, it doesn't matter. Higgins gets it. Kicks it to open spaces. Butler hits the ball hard. Now Sinclair, little step. Little shimmy. Ball
great
inside to Higgins.
So he's picked that little spot in the middle of 4 Geelong defenders. A little hole, a little pocket that Higgins was able to jump into. But it was the kick from Sinclair. That's a couple of really clever kicks we've seen from him.
Higgins plays on, and that's the one the Saints needed just to steady things down a touch.
Yeah, and I love the fact that he made an effort to run all the way back to Sinclair and said, great kick, mate, fantastic kick.
And there's a bit of, there's a bit of king about this as well, because all of a sudden there's so much focus goes back on the man that ripped it apart in the first quarter. So Sinclair's got to have presence of mind here to go, I just can't go to the obvious spot. So they're all just playing off a little bit, trying to keep an eye on the big fella. Blitzarves, as we saw, had been down there putting a lot of work into Max King. He's caught in between, and then he just drops it into a hole on a dime. It is a beautiful kick. And that's the advantage of having a smart footy player kicking inside 50, Howie. Yeah, I mean, you've got to be able to sum these things up and it's game awareness as well. Okay, the big fella's back. They'll be looking at him. They think we're going to go to him. Does something else open up? Yes, it does. Bang. There's Jack Higgins.
Gee, what a nice game, Carey.
Well, it's really important they hit back hard here, because the Geelong Footy Club can dominate teams when they get it on their terms.
Radical having a run in the ruck. The Saints just go off the ground. Zach Guthrie keeps it in front of Butler, pumps it out in front. Hanbury's been good on return. Dunstan, look at the run at Hill now. Sees him out on the outer side in Ross. Does it sit for him? It does. Now progresses the ball forward. Higgins again. Nearly took it. Threw his head back. He was still in the play. Spills out the back now. Kent, tough man. Stickers 1, stickers 2. Membry! And now the Saints with a couple in a row. The two boys combine. And the Saints have got another.
Winning a bit of ball in the middle of the ground, Gary, and all of a sudden you get that run from behind again. It was Brad Hill on that occasion who had the good vision going forward. Looked like another good kick. He just wasn't able to drag it in, Higgins. But they're able to keep it alive. Kent drags it out. He finds Membry and he makes up for that poor drop and missed opportunity that he had a few minutes ago.
3 zip out of the centre this quarter. They'd be thrilled with that. Got a goal for a centre bounce clearance as well, so that's always a fantastic result. I'm interested in Henderson on Higgins as a matchup. That's not the player that Henderson has spent most of his career playing on, and there's a couple of, now they look at that, now they just rolled over there, so Connor goes to Higgins now, because Higgins runs to places that Henderson isn't used to going to, and he looked dangerous, so that looks to be a better matchup. That tells the story there. Scores from turnover. 4-1 from the defensive half.
Sun just sitting over GMHBA. The whistle. Crouch. Steele's had 20 disposals. Still 11 minutes to go before half-time.
Extraordinary.
Huge numbers.
Well, I'm looking in the middle of the ground, and he is on his own. There is no one with him. Dalehouse is pushed up from half forward just to say, is anyone going to go to this break? I suppose Cam Guthrie nominally might have him.
Towards the pocket. Seeing the way King's been moving, Jason?
It doesn't look like he's moving the way he was early in the game. Howie put it that way.
Okay.
Body language not great. Obviously feeling the effects of that groin injury.
He's just hands on knee at the moment. With Blitzarves as his opponent, and well, if he can stay out there, then it's going to make a big difference, because he's going to draw a good, the best defender, and he'll give opportunities to his other teammates.
Joyce.
And I think there's an indication of how sore he is. Jack Higgins has gone to the goal square to play basically as a full forward with King pushing up a little higher.
Crouch, strange hand pass, the up and under. Menengola tried to go over the top. Paddy just spirals it down the outer wing. Howard plays the goalkeeping role, comes back and across. Sinclair sets a task of Hanbury. A little bit of support now. He gets Rigney in the back and he should get a free. Possession number 6 for Dan Hanbury after 300+ days out, Gary.
Yeah, no, it's nice. He'd just be happy to get through without an injury, but this bloke here's got his own footy.
It's 21 for Steele. Sharman likely tight, just too much on it. Let's see what he was trying to do with Kent. Just overcooked it. Selwood. Now Higgins. It's going to sit underneath Henderson for a while. Jones gave away a free kick in the marking contest.
Yeah, I don't know why he's complaining, because he just chopped the two arms of Lockie Henderson. Knew he wasn't in position to outmark or spoil, just couldn't get up high enough.
Just watching Isaac Smith, who we've got so much time for, run around, and he can be such a devastating weapon. Hanbury's been running with him for the last 5 or 10 minutes, which I like. Makes him a bit more accountable.
Henry starting to get himself involved in the game now after a tough start on Max King. 5 marks inside 50 early doors. Guthrie. His way back towards the skipper. And back to Guthrie Jr. Zach switches it towards Cameron. Membry comes across. Forces a contest. Henderson. Hughes. Former pole vaulter. By hand. O'Connor.
Great pressure. You go the free kick away, but there's great defensive pressure from their forwards from Kilda here. Membry to push back in that marking contest. That just slows them up, so they're stuck here. They're a bit slow going forward.
Higgins and Membry being told to move away from Cameron. As he measures the ball down towards Hawkins.
Tommy's given a free kick away here. It's just a touch frustrating.
Yeah, he did all the hard work there. He just dropped the mark.
Had one possession inside their 450. He's got high and got it a couple of times, but he's wanted to sort of leave that area and leave it to Radicalea and Cameron a bit.
Now with the resulting free kick. Pierces the ball towards centre wing. Membry, Cameron. Strong grab in front. It's crowded ahead of him. There's only about 6 players behind him.
It hasn't functioned to date, this forward line, which is stocked full of talent. It just hasn't quite clicked, and that's understandable with Cameron, having only played half the year, and Radicalea in there.
No Gary Rowan this week. Marshall sets himself. Caulfield. Hawkins is starting to look a bit angry.
Well, finals are 1 week away, would be the message. Just controlled aggression.
Good ruck work from Hawkins. Dalhouse. Cameron. Dangerfield. Nearly stepped his man. Back to the smooth-moving Higgins. Zach Guthrie squeezes the ball down the line. Dangerfield with 14 disposals for the Caps. Higgins 13. Jack Steele with 21. And Crouch with 12 for the Saints. Slip ball movement towards Dunstan. Could be in trouble. In fact, he is, because it's out on the foot.
Seems like they can manufacture something here. Just create a little bit of space for one of the two big boys. Maybe let big Sav have a jump at the top of the square. There is a bit of a pretty crowd at the head of the ball.
Holmes.
Great.
Good vision.
Well, that's creating something. Everyone else was looking down the line as if the kick would go to the obvious spot. And this man, he likes to sneak down Lockie Henderson from the back half. Fancies himself with having a ping at him.
3 goals this season. Been fantastic for the Cats. After he was delisted and then a last-minute opportunity and has not looked back. From right on 50, Lockie Henderson unloads, it drifts late. A lot of players in the square, ball still alive. Cameron fell on the top of it, Dalhouse immediately tackled. Spills out the back to Jones, Crouch. Wobbles one down towards the wing, clean bowls everybody.
He's not moving well.
No, he's not, is he, Jason?
He's reaching, he's not changing direction particularly well.
Simpson, Parfitt. An up and under operation towards Higgins. Kent back with a fly.
Geelong free kick.
Pressing the Cats. Got back with 8 points after trailing by 31. 20 points again now after Higgins and Membry's second goal.
Oh, that's a free kick. Against Joel Selwood. who was trying to do the right thing and protect the player go for the marking player, and he just got into the back of Luke Dunstan.
Gary Lyon, Jason Dunstall, Cam Mooney. On Saturday Twilight Footy on Fox, they've turned it over. Menengola gets another crack at it with a low ball to Cameron, and that's tasty. Plays on to Jeremy, hooks it round the body, and Jeremy has got his second.
See, that quality kick heading inside 50 makes such a difference to teams, doesn't it? Menengola, that was absolutely brilliant. He summed it up quickly. He saw where the loose player was, Jeremy Cameron, but he had to get it there quickly. So there's, I mean, St Kilda under control, but unfortunately Brad Hill turns it over. Have a look at this. Turns around and goes, bang. There's the space. Help yourself to that.
This is the kick, though. I mean, this is the best kick in the competition. Best kick in your team, rather. So you're desperate to get the ball in your hands, and when you flip it over like that, it doesn't matter who you are, Caulfield, you could have Barry Breen at fullback or whoever, he wouldn't have stopped it. So
Barry Breen?
Did he play fullback?
Didn't he kick
Barry
the winning point?
Barry Lawrence. I played on Peter Hudson, stopped him from kicking 151. That's who I was after. But so much at stake. So St Kilda fans are at home banging their table, you know, because they need this, obviously, to stay alive in the race for this top 8 spot. They opened up a 5-goal lead. It's back now to 14 points.
Selwood extracts it from the middle, as he's done so many times.
Yeah, he can get exposed defending Brad Hill. He was standing under the high ball, and he just panicked against Simpson.
Cats bustle the ball forward, and it lands on the chest, and it is a big chest too of T. Hawkins.
Well, this will do wonders for his confidence if he can go back and kick a goal. Struggled, he's only had the one possession, or the one mark inside 50. Or one mark for the game, I should say. And as you say, guys, he's had to go up the field to find the ball. Wilkie's done Dougal Howard's done an outstanding job. But he needs to get himself up and running if the Cats want to get going.
47 goals this season for Tom Hawkins. Trots in. And bangs it into the upright.
That's what happens when your confidence is low. He would kick that 98 times out of 100.
So he's kicked 1-1 in his last 2 weeks. Then he was 4-4. Then he went goalless. Then he had 6. Then he was 1-1 and then 4. So it's been a funny old year for Tommy Hawkins. He's a genuine superstar. Sometimes I think he's a bit too selfless.
Dangerfield floats underneath the footy. Just joining us on Fox, the Saints kicked the first 5 of the match. They led it 31-0 at one point. King had kicked a couple, then went off with a groin. He's come back on, but hasn't been as moving as well since.
Got one-on-ones if he goes quickly ahead of the footy. He got big enough guns. Give it to him.
Gives them the opportunity now. Hawkins, Wilkie, Dangerfield.
So just on that play, that for me is slow. So I look up, I see Radaglia one-on-one, I see Cameron one-on-one, I see Hawkins. It might have been Isaac Smith. Just roll and go and back them in one-on-one and get a contest and give Close and others a chance at the drop of the ball if he doesn't mark it. They won't get out-marked, I don't think.
You talked about, I think sometimes Tom Hawkins a little unselfish.
Yeah, so, well, yes, I think he's the most selfless forward I've seen. And I think that's great for the side, but occasionally, even that first one in the first quarter where he thought about going home for the handball, kick the goal. Just get yourself up and going. But he'll be there. He'll be back and playing a huge role over the next 6 weeks.
Long dominator, you can see there in the last 10 minutes time in forward half. Hawkins, clever tap towards Simpson. Can he finish? He can't.
Work their way back in almost every statistical area here. The Cats have got their nose in front except on the scoreboard. So this is the challenge now for the Saints. So this bounce off their back half that was so prominent in the first quarter has been more considered because Geelong have gone to work here. Got a much more aggressive defensive press.
Guthrie spun in the tackle and his kick goes out of bounds on the full to Joyce. Will get the free kick. T. his third possession.
2 minutes to go.
He elects to go back and across.
How well they're defending this now, Geelong. So there's no free, no open space, no hole in the middle of the ground.
Kenzie.
Sweating on the mistake, Jace. Just sweating.
Low puncher down the line from McKenzie. Guthrie had a good year when he's had his opportunities. Goes laterally. Kolajasny. So the Cats queuing up. They've got 1:15 on the clock. Cam Guthrie. Now Henderson. Winds the ball inside 50 towards Cameron. Wilkie's right on his hammer.
That mark?
And it's a mark in the end. Simpson thought he was going to get the crumbs, but Jezza said, no, I'll have that.
So they look a bit more likely now, don't they? I mean, both sides being really measured with the ball use, so looking for an uncontested mark before they go. But just for this last 15 minutes, Geelong look more likely when they do go forward. And that's just the one-on-one we're talking about. If you see one-on-one Cameron, see one-on-one Hawkins, and you can go quick, then pick it off.
A couple of goals already for Jeremy Cameron. One to finish the first term. And he kicked the last goal of the match. He seemed to have timed that one that well, but it gets
That's
home.
a good goal.
Jeremy Cameron's got 3 on return. And we are back to a one-point game, Jason Dunstall. One-goal game.
Can he be the inspiration? We spoke earlier about how much more efficient they are going inside 50
I don't
when
think
Jeremy Cameron's playing.
the goal.
It is an incredible difference, and over the last 4 or 5 weeks without him, they have struggled converting when going inside 50. Now, what worries me here, Gaz, is he's going to take the second graph. The little crummer nearly steals it from him. Simpson, get out of the way and let the key forward take the mark, because he can finish like this.
So your point about that is 14th for converting. So they go inside 50 as much as any team in the comp, but they're 14th for converting them to scores. When Jeremy Cameron plays, they're number 4 in the competition. That's the difference.
It's a fair leap, isn't it, from 14th to 4th?
Huge. I just wonder how his house is over the back there.
I think so, Gary. Beautiful part of the world, Geelong. Cracking day today, a little night. Nice northwester blowing across the ground. Nice down the coast. Free kick against danger.
Just saw that 7 inside 50s to none over the last 10 minutes. So just coming in there, ooh, they've got to go quick.
Ross does that. Dying moment, 16 seconds. Can they take a mark? Can they get something here, the Saints? Just to steady things going to the break. Burns goes back. Webster. Free kick. We might need a talk.
Time on, 6 seconds. Can he see something?
We might need to unload a barrel. He goes for the pass. Time ticks down. Higgins threw himself at it from behind. Bit of an anticlimax.
And siren sounds.
Cats fans will be happy though. They kicked the last 2 off the boot of Jeremy Cameron, his second and his third. It was the Saints by 19 at quarter time. It's been whittled back to a 6-point margin. Jeremy Cameron has 3, Membry and King 2 apiece. Keep an eye out for the bounce.
All right. One second. All right. All right. Let me just move this here. Okay. All right. How long is until halftime finishes? 18 minutes. Okay. So I'm gonna say what time is 18 minutes now? 6:03. more. Let's go for alright, found it. Alright. Alright, we'll move it up. Fortnite. Alright, halftime was about 16 minutes, so we're gonna play a game until second term starts. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I was just thinking. Right. Been live for an hour and 22 minutes, guys. Appreciate everyone. That's the timer on screen, as you can see there. Carl is playing with someone.
Jacob, you can just mute us.
Why?
Because we're doing a role play.
Oh.
I didn't really want to do.
Don't join. Don't join the map.
I'm gonna go onto the mind map.
Okay. You can mute us.
Alright, I'm gonna just build with my voice chat off. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, sun, alright. What the? Whoa. I wish I was playing on my servers. But I'm getting 950 bits. That's going down. Oh, no, I mean up, sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think we're on different servers, that's why. The main server is this one. OCU. See how it looks like in this stream. Hold on, let me see. It's not that bad. FPS is not dropping. That's pretty good. I got 11 minutes to go, guys. It's gonna be building. My builds are delayed. Always 2 seconds. Oh, whoa. There you go, now it's going down. Should be better now. What? I switched to my other build. I did switch to my pickaxe. Oh, I have to go down. I'm gonna wait until all the builds are gone. Oh, what? Oh my god. Why is it the stupid thing still there? Edits are delayed too. See, they're still doing the roleplay again. Packet was. Oh my god. I'm getting like 400 kilobits. That's why, because we're not on the, I'm going on different servers. Game's gonna start in about 7 minutes, so my kilobits should go up. Bear in mind, it's not my internet. I think it's just the servers. Fortnite servers. Ten verse 10. What's this? I don't know when they're done. I did. I'm gonna go to push to talk. Hold on.
To do that.
I don't know how you're shooting this, because no one can shoot this.
This is literally my aim training right now.
Guys.
What?
Is it just me, or are you guys wagging?
It's just you.
I want to play some trios.
Yeah, let's play trios. My normal Neymar Junior mode is building, and then I have another Neymar. I have the built-in mode. That is my tryhard mode. That's when I go try.
Yeah.
Guys, once you hear a real gun that I actually have, like an actual real one.
I dare you to invite the person that you voice rolled.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna pretend to be the Beast Boy NPC. It's gonna be toxic. It's gonna be really toxic.
I just realized.
Actually, no, I'm not. What?
Batman. Well, the other one, Batman's not even armored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 minutes.
4 minutes to what? Jacob, what do you mean 4 minutes?
What? What?
What do you mean 4 minutes?
To the footy.
Huh?
To the footy.
Oh. Football? Okay.
I know, I'm getting like freaking packet loss. I'm going. This is not my server, by the way. So don't blame me that my kilobits are going down.
Oh yeah, it's on NOS.
I'm getting 565 kilobits, and my streaming is at freaking Macca's Wi-Fi right now.
Oh my god. Ooh!
Is it just me, or do you guys just don't want to ready up?
It says teammate has hidden matchmaking delay enabled.
What's that? I don't have matchmaking, do I?
I don't either.
I'm gonna call Joe on my phone. No, please not.
Oh, okay. Neil, what do you have on? Builder Pro or Combat Pro?
Combat?
Yeah, Combat Pro is better. My friend has Builder Pro. How do you play on Builder Pro? Wait, I want to try and play on Builder Pro. I'm gonna try and... Wait, what's Quick Builder?
I'm gonna go on OCE and see if it might kill this go up or down. Let's see. And right now I'm on 2,600. That's pretty good.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Crouch is L. Old school.
Why do you have hidden? Someone has hidden matchmaking away?
It's not me. It's Neil. Yo, Neil, put your sister on the mic.
Alright, I'm gonna put the footy on now.
Did you actually just leave?
Yeah, because it starts in about 45 seconds. Alright.
Oh.
Have a good one.
So
I'll be back in like half an hour.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were just playing Fortnite when you have those like Richmond versus Melbourne and stuff like that. I thought you were just playing Fortnite. I didn't know you were actually playing football. Oh, okay.
Alright. Yeah, the reason why I was lagging because I was not on OCU. And my friend was on NOS.
Good for him too.
Yeah.
If your coach walks up to you and says, we need you to stay out there, young fella, and we don't think we can do any more damage to you, then that's great. Grit the teeth and get out. And you've got Mark Blitzars, who's a wonderful player. And you can maybe run some patterns that are going to open up some room for Timmy Membry. That's great as well. This cat side, though, are not going to hand it to you. You just show that whilst they're not at their absolute best right now, they just got themselves back into a style of footy that suits them. So, fantastic game of footy. 6 points the margin.
Saints by 19 at quarter time, as Gary said, 6 at the half, but the Cats have kicked the last 2. Jeremy Cameron's second and third goals underway in the second half at the Cattery. Jones looking to get things underway immediately, takes on Dangerfield, always risky but does it well. Slides the ball to the near side, Kent below his knees, picks it up, loops a hand pass over the top of the umpire. Slick hands back to Kent with a 1-2. Drops the ball forward towards King, this time he makes himself an option. Hughes, over the top, Blitzar's gone.
Got to be gone.
Has to be gone.
And that's the other thing that Brett Ratton said. They're going to be brave, Jets. You don't want to die wondering. So that handball was aggressive from Steele into the middle of the ground, and he was under pressure straight away, Kent, but bang, gave it up to Steele again, and here they are having a shot.
Didn't get the kick he was looking for, Max King. Stopped straight after that contest, didn't get involved afterwards, but he's doing his best out there. He's going to provide a target.
Crouch, 14 disposals. For a perfect start for St Kilda. And that is exactly what it is.
Alright guys, enjoy the third quarter guys. I'm going to be on the phone with Joe.
The ball users Brad Crouch recruited from the Crows. We know he can get plenty of it. He's got to make sure that when he gets these opportunities, he is hitting the scoreboard. That's what the Saints need. The midfielders have to start having an impact on the scoreboard. Terrific pressure here. They've harassed, he grabs Blitzarves and he gets the arm as he's trying to get the hand pass out. Good decision by the umpire, great finish by Crouch.
And when your coach gives you the message, we're going to be aggressive, we're going to take the game on, and that's the first time you do it, is you do, oh yeah, okay, and the captain, Jack Steele, says, all right, I will. 25-metre handball inboard is not something you see too often, but he gets it up again, they get a goal. It reinforces the message. Yeah, hey, this can work. Let's be bold, let's be brave, let's take the game on.
21 disposals in the first half for Jack Steele. Had 20. There's still 8 minutes to go in the first half. Marshall beats Stanley in the contest. Tim Guthrie's there to his skipper. The 1-2-3. Finally gets back to Selwood. Stanley. Vessel on play. Smith gets the free kick against McKenzie.
Space for Hawkins to work into here. It's closed up a bit now.
He's got various options inboard. Just floats the ball in the direction of Henderson.
Radically a long call in front of the goal square.
That's where they head. Can Asaba get a run at it? He's caught behind. Howard put his body on the line.
Joyce did a good job. I don't know whether it was legal or not, but he did a very good job at not allowing Asaba to get a run at that footy, which we know when he does, it's a scary proposition.
Hawkins can't grab it out of the ruck as he likes to. Dowhouse arrives on the scene at speed.
Both laughing about it at the bottom of the pack. Turgle Howard and Luke Dowhouse.
Taps it to the square. There's Hawkins. Higgins. Sinclair gets a shove across the line.
You know, we know that the prowess of Hawkins at these stoppages close to goal are always an issue. Marshall goes down to compete, so let's see whether they can manufacture something.
Hawkins looking to the body of Marshall. Smith, let's have the top of him. Cameron, O'Connor to Smith. Hurried snap, Isaac Smith. Doesn't quite get the bend required.
It's a good point you make, Gaz, and I think it's something that not enough teams have done. They haven't recognised what Hawkins is capable of. So use your premier ruckman. Unless you've got a fullback who's a bull and capable of rucking, use your ruckman on him or you will get punished.
So let's transition the ball down the outer flank.
How'd you see Dan Hanbury's first half, Gaz?
Yeah, solid enough.
7 possessions, but he got involved early.
He went to Isaac Smith too at one stage for about 5 or 10 minutes and just ran alongside him and kept him honest, and Isaac's had 11, so good enough.
Field was held by Steele without it.
Oh, look to tackle that knocked the ball out. That's what he's pleading. He's going, he had the ball, I tackled him and the ball came out. Look at Danger trying to mark the mark about 4 metres closer to goal, thinking he could launch one from there.
This is what I want to see, how they get something out of these kicks here.
There's the piercing ball forward towards Stanley. Sinclair in the hole.
So, and that tells you that's not quite on the same page when you've got Jack Sinclair taking an uncontested mark, so work to be done there.
It's also good courage because he didn't know what was coming, Sinclair.
We had 2 big balls coming at him, Jake, so that is very courageous.
Yep.
Good serve. Oh, Dunstan didn't see it coming. Got belted.
Brad Crouch is going spare. He's going, well, how did Blitzarves get rid of it that time?
Fair argument. Dell the call to Luke Dowhouse. Men and goal. There goes the big switch right into the middle of the ground of the skipper. Tries to step Butler. Feigns the hand pass. In the end, chips out towards close. Already taken one good contested mark. Jimmy Webster's not letting him have a second one.
This is the one you're talking about, Jay, so no opportunity there for Blitzarves. Keeps running. Umpire said fair enough. I don't mind that one.
No, that one has to be given. But they were just a little unlucky not to get the first one, I think. There's a good struggle at the moment, Howie. Both teams trying to get early momentum.
It's a great game of footy. The Cattery. Selwood. Cam Guthrie stops. Now goes towards Hawkins.
You've seen a bit of that on Tommy, aren't you? Like the backman, the defender not
Sam
waiting.
Taylor did that last week, didn't he?
Take the front spot at the right time. So good defending, really good defending for Dougal Howard. You have to say the big key defenders, Wilkie, Howard and Joyce, have done a really good job.
Yep.
I mean, Cameron, 3 goals we've spoken about, but the other 2 have done a great job.
Dangerfield. Higgins. Eventually goes to Smith. Loops it back to Close. Dangerfield, just shrugs away Sinclair with strength. Sees something he likes. Downfield. Henderson's going to take the mark anyway.
Again, it's not the conventional way, is it, from a forward's point of view?
This is off to men and goal. A little chipping ball. And this time Hawkins on the lead and on the dive marks.
And you can see the frustration of Dougal Howard. He's looking around his teammates going, hang on, how is no one sitting in the hole? He's led straight up this open corridor at the ball user. This is the, well, it was a mark anyway, so they paid a slam tackle on Butler, and it was paid downfield, but he hit the target with the kick anyway.
Jason, Menegola kick. We'll get another look at it, I'm sure, if Tommy Hawkins kicks this. That is
clever, isn't it?
Making something out of nothing.
Tommy Hawkins for goal, 651. Set shots, if anything, really good from here. Hawkins has got his first of the evening, and it tightens up again.
Well, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm interested to see, because they've gone inside 50 a number of times, and they've had hit marks from Sinclair, and they've missed targets. It took a little bit of magic from Menegola here, and this is where they'll get better as this wears on. There's nothing really here. He gets it around the back. There's a little gap and a hole in between two St Kilda defenders. That is as good a kick as you could hope for.
Look at Dougal Howard, look at all those Saints players going, hey, someone's got to take the hole, boys.
So they're now up to 26 inside 50s to 20 Geelong. So, again, they'll get it in there. It's just whether they can maximise it. And if you get it in the hands of Sam Menegola, you're more than likely going to.
Well, he hit that great one with Cameron in the last quarter that he kicked a goal from. Now he's kicked one to Hawkins, has resulted in the goal. So his ball use has been outstanding.
Up to 19 disposals, as Jason said, kicking efficiency 85% for S. Menegola. And continues to build. Hanbury having a run in the middle. Parfitt, Holmes. Inside 50 footy. Radigalia hasn't really been a factor so far. Wilkie just hacks it out of defence in a hurry.
Got to be in trouble.
Burns will want to get something on this.
He did well.
At the last moment.
He kicked it over.
That's unlucky.
It's stiff. Catch play on immediately. Menegola again. Drives it forward. Howard with a fist. Was good. Ross rushes it through.
A bit proppy getting up. Sava Radigalia. Let's hope it's just a little bit of a cork. He is battling to run. Yeah, he's in trouble. Radigalia. He's in trouble.
Sinclair with a bit of dash off half back. And as far as Zach Guthrie was touched, play on, shrugs the tackle away from his neck. Now Radigalia is forced to try and impact the contest. As Jason said, though, he looks very proppy. Parfitt in the pocket. Can he think his way through this? Centering ball. Really gets through. Joyce does well. Gets a mid on it to Hanbury. Shows a bit of dash as well. Sharman tried to do the old fake ball in the air routine. Lockie Henderson was aware, though.
How good was Lockie Henderson there?
Sharman butters up. Sliding down is Hanbury. Sava's staying out on the ground at this moment. Now he looks like he's trying to come off, Jace.
Yeah, he's in trouble. He's not moving well. Lockie Henderson got back and at the last minute turned around to track the footy as he engaged his opponent. Brilliant defensive work.
I'd say it was just a corky down here, boys, because I think he's just told the physio to ship off and he's okay.
Keeps...
now he wants to
changed his mind about 3 times, Moons.
It actually might work in Geelong's favour now to bring Narkle in, because he hasn't had too big of an impact at the moment, Sava.
Marino and Narkle, the 2 med subs.
Max King about to come on for the Saints as well.
2 possessions for Sava, so yeah, maybe a little bit ground ball stuff up in that side 50 might be the worst thing.
Smith looked like he was going to launch, then drop the clever little ball forward. Menegola is really having an impact. He did well. He did 720.
Now, I like that decision. Menegola's going to say, I broke the tackle. But he did a 720. He spun around twice. We don't want players throwing the player to the ground because we're worried about the contact when their head might hit the ground. So you've got to ping them if they're held for long enough.
Third opportunity is what you're saying. There's plenty of them.
Correct.
I think the 720 was almost Tony Hawk style in the end.
This is where they've got to be bold here, St Kilda. They've got to be prepared to take the risk.
Kent, centre wing.
Geelong pushing back really hard here. We can just, from our vantage point, you can see how hard they've pushed back.
Blitzar's in the hole. He'll just go and pick up Marshall.
Mason Dunstall, Gary Lyon telling you what's going to happen before it does on Fox Footy alongside Cam Mooney. In a good game, 4-point margin, and Bigger Sava getting a bit of work done.
So Max King back on the ground, jogging deep forward for the Saints. Looks to be jogging okay. The movement there, he hasn't slipped anything out of a jog as yet, but that looked a little better than the way he was moving earlier.
Parfitt. Simpson hand pass was a little bit slick for a running teammate in Smith. Menengola, possession 21. Guthrie tracks it back, goes back inboard. Simpson. Another one here for Menengola.
22 touches now. He is knocking up, getting
and putting on a bit of a kicking clinic too, which is really good to watch.
Still quieting down after an explosive start.
There's an interesting kick.
Anderson puts a teammate under the pump, but Hughes is up to the task.
Still look inside here, which they've been able to chop off pretty well tonight, St Kilda. So it's a little win. Down the line again.
Higgins in game 2-5-2. Up and under towards close. Leaves it for the skipper.
This will be the 7th inside 50 to St Kilda's just won for this quarter, so they're peppering. Just got to get the return. This is the problem again, getting the return once they go in.
It's 1 goal apiece.
Up and under. Henry! Oh, wow! Moves forward, did something really spectacular. It's almost hooray for Henry, but not quite.
But that gives you a little bit of an insight. Now he's getting back, right? So he's only wandered down there at the right at the opportune time to try and... But he has pushed forward in the past to hit the scoreboard. So, again, 7 inside 50s for a goal. Just want to be more efficient, the Cats, as we work towards September.
That'd have been a hanger and a half. Jack Henry. Hawkins takes on 1 tackle. Clever kick to hit Simpson with pressure all around him. He thought his way through it.
Well, that's when we talk about selflessness.
Yep.
That's when most players can get the big, don't argue, and get some little bit of space for themselves, then swing on the left boot and have a ping at them. That's what most would do. But his first thought is, OK, I've done the hard work. How can I help? Bang. No thought about having a shot.
Just quickly, guys. Sorry, Jason. Just quickly. Radaglia is going to come back on. So just a corky on that right thigh at the moment.
He's got it strapped up.
Simpson to give the Cats the lead for the first time in the match. And that's exactly what he does. Geelong are in front. They trailed by 31 points. With 31-0 in the first term, they now lead by 2 points.
Well, if you're a St Kilda supporter, the last person you wanted to see trying to tackle Tom Hawkins was Dan Hanbury. He brushed him off like a fly and then was able to buy himself time, turn around, and a really good look inside. So he does the ruck work, and then he follows up, and have a look at this. See you later, Dan Hanbury. And a great kick on the left foot.
This is a magnificent effort from Geelong. We've given up 5 in a row, and then you've come back and kicked 8 goals to 3 from that moment to be able to find yourself in the lead. Against the side you know are desperate to win, have to win to keep their finals hopes alive. And they haven't done it. They haven't just blown them out of the water. They've had little runs, and then they've conceded a couple, and then got back. They got the game back on their terms. They're dominating field position. The clearance situation right now is 8-1 their way this quarter. They are smashing.
For a award for his corky, Asava gets to go on the ruck. Gets a kick straight in it from Joyce.
9.
Dangerfield winds it back towards Dalhouse. They're coming again, the Cats here. Holmes inches the ball forward. Wilkie had a great day. Smith, hand pass a little bit too slick for Parr, but here comes Asava now on the ruck, getting a run at it. Selwood, you hear it, Joel. A little bit too much on it for Simpson. Howard streams out of defence.
The other number there is the contested possession for this quarter is 22-7. So they're going to dig here. St Kilda got to dig because you're playing against one of the big dogs who are now said, right, clearance contested footy. We are absolutely smashing St Kilda.
And the problem is, Gaz, that the Saints players now are getting sucked up behind the ball. So when they kick it out of defence, it's coming straight back because there are so many Geelong players waiting to rebound. So you made a great call before, Howie. You said Radaglia going into the ruck now. If you've just had a bad call, where's the last place you want to go and play, Gaz?
Yeah, he's going to jump it out. He's not going to run it out. He's going to jump out his court.
He might get Joyce's knee to
Exactly.
Steele has to start rolling again. Ross hacks it forward. Butler From behind.
So it's all the numbers now. Every time the Saints happen to get the ball, they're surrounding 3, 4, 5 cats. They're just swarming all over the Saints.
And the best news, though, for the Saints, it's only 2 points.
Yes.
Like, it feels this quarter, obviously, it's a hiding, but it's only 2 points.
Guthrie towards Higgins. Webster, fist. Burns attacks it hard, close, right on his hammer. Sort of trying to hold it in there, trying to get it out.
10-1 inside 50s. 10-2 the clearances. 23-9 contested possession.
That's a pantsing in anyone's language.
Good old-fashioned.
Two-handed fist. Hawkins, Higgins, Simpson, looks for Smith.
You know, for a young man to have the composure to do that when you probably thought he's going to snap and kick for goal, that is absolutely brilliant.
There's a bit of Tom Hawkins sets a standard, do you think? There's a bit of, hey, this is what we do at this club. Your first thought, your first look is there someone better? And it becomes instinctive.
Just kick the goal, you think I could get a second one here, but no, I've got someone in the corridor. Had to kick it over traffic to get it there.
165 goals for the Hawks, 12 for the Cats. Isaac Smith, 3-time premiership player. 3 in a row for Geelong. Now the challenge is put out to St Kilda.
And Chase, I mean, these numbers are all, I mean, there's all the coaches' boxes have got their screens. It'd be just a red light, a massive red light for St Kilda. Yep. The main one is they can't get their hands on the footy.
So a big challenge, middle of the ground right now, isn't it?
74 possessions to 28. So
that's starting in the midfield. They've got to get a handle on it here. So you've got Hanbury, you've got Zach Jones. It might be Luke Dunstan, the other one, in the middle of the ground. They've got to find a way to get this clearance and not just hack kick it. In the first half, they're able to get the ball from the clearance and then hit a target, find an option.
Now, it is a huge challenge. But, you know, you've got a midfield, and it's Zach Jones, and it's Hanbury, and it's Dunstan in there at the moment. Isaac Smith.
He's got a leg crossed, lying back laughing. How relaxed is he?
He's been around for a while. He knows what's going on.
9 of the last 12 the Cats have kicked. You can see there's 7 of the last 10. St Kilda needs something out of the middle, and they get it. And it falls in the hands of Big Tim Membry.
Well, in the end, it was a hack clearance, but at least it got forward quickly, and like a good forward should. Tim Membry playing in front, able to take the mark. He's got to convert here. They've got to take their chances against the run of play.
You've kicked 5 in a row to start the game. What that gives you is the ability to kick a goal here and only be 2 points down when you're getting dominated. You've done hard work early that's keeping you in the contest.
Radaglia off the ground again, not moving well.
His kick 2 has the Terralgan flyer, Tim Membry.
Might be it.
Such an important kick in the context of the game. And he does it, does Membry with it, his 3rd.
Great kick, great response. There's Bigasava, who's going to have to spend a bit of time on the bike, you think. Maybe Quentin Narkle not too far away, the medical sub. But that was just critically important. A centre-bounce clearance, or any clearance. They've been smashed at clearances in this 3rd quarter. So, yeah, you just find a way. Not pretty, just not one of those ones where you get the clear break through the front half. It's ugly, it's around the corner, but it's a goal. And now you go back and you look at the scoreboard and you go, we're 2 points down, boys, our season's alive.
Good clean pick-up by Kent. Very important.
This is important too, isn't it? Back in the middle again. Try and back that up again. Try and build on that. And then you look at the other opposition. You got Dangerfield, Selwood, and Cam Guthrie.
Jones, Hanbury, and Dunstan are in the middle for the Saints. Their season on the line. Hanbury gets the clearance. Again, it's just hacked forward. Luckily, falls in the hands of Dunstan. He plays on. He'll bang it inside 50. Here come the Saints again. Sharman on a long lead. Bouncing in front of him. Higgins is there. Sharman comes again.
Just interesting down here at Geelong, guys. Narkle still hasn't got up to warm up, so clearly they still think Sava's got a little bit to give.
I can see him riding the bike, Moons. I reckon I could walk quicker.
Lavarino, the sub for the Saints, not utilised as yet. Hanbury starting to get really busy now. Caulfield drops it forward. Higgins is caught behind, uses his body exceptionally well. Slick hands. Crouch squeezes one home. Saint is now back in front.
So the big difference and what's keeping them in it now while they're getting dominated, it's making the most of every single opportunity. They've kicked 10 goals too. I mean, mind you, there's nothing wrong with Geelong's 9-goal force. So we've got 19 goals 6. What a breath of fresh air that is to see two teams converting and making the most of every opportunity. That's why you get such a cracking game.
Field position key as well. Won the last 2 centre clearances. So it gives themselves a chance. I mean, I look at those numbers before and their forwards hadn't seen the ball. So it wasn't their fault. They just hadn't had a look at it. They've won the last 2 centre clearances. They've kicked 2 goals. It's a good sign. It's a sign of some character.
And what the centre clearance does, guys, it means you've got 6v6 ahead of the footy instead of everyone having to go down and defend and then you kick it out to a 2v4 or 5.
Yeah, so, I mean, we talked about the midfield dominance of Geelong this quarter, and then Jack Steele, just the 2 possessions is one. Saw Selwood put a bit of work into him. Not sure whether he's tried to quell him.
He did have 20, didn't he, Gary, with 8 minutes to go in the first half. He's at 23 now, Steele. So the power work early. Stanley, Holmes, O'Connor. Memory arrives on the scene. Now there's a chance for a quick turnover. There is Steele back underground. Hill couldn't quite get a handle on it. Dangerfield was desperate, threw himself on the footy. Opens the door for Dalhouse, only as far as Joyce. Goes back. Steele now. Sinclair, hair flowing. Here come the Saints. Through Jones. Sends out towards the wing. Higgins, tongue out. Gets around Guthrie. Takes a bounce. Bit of flair from Jack Higgins. Brilliantly played down towards King. 1-on-1. Gets underneath it. There's a free kick.
And there's the value of putting him out there. So he does look all at sea. He didn't time it. He jumped under the footy, but it's Max King, and Blitzarves does a little bit of clawing, and he gets a free kick. I love the ball movement. Dangerfield was magnificent across centre wing, but then St Kilda from half-back did exactly what Brett Ratton said they got to do. Be brave, take the ball on, move the footy.
A lot of defenders shaking their heads right now.
Geez, you would have kicked 500 more, Jace, if that was the case.
Defenders will mount a protest here.
He's got a couple.
Huge kick, this.
Both in the first term.
It's exactly where he ran. You could see it a mile off. Just took it easy.
How do you mean, Jace?
Well, he ran straight towards the right-hand goalpost. And he leant back and he didn't kick through the ball. You've got to pay attention to your routine. You've got to run at your target. You've got to make sure you're ticking all those boxes because that hurts, that miss.
Would have been 3 in a row for the Saints. Dangerfield claims the mark and has paid it. Ability to just hang in the air has danger. Pulled to go now. Left foot banger forward. Stanley, Marshall. Stanley taps it out in front of everyone. Howard. Looked like he tried to tap it back into play, but it was never his intention. Let's have a look exactly what you're talking about, Jason.
We get a good view right behind him, so he should be running dead centre of the goals. And you watch the more he gets into it, look where he's facing. Exactly where he's kicked the footy now. It mightn't look much, it's only marginal, but that's the difference between kicking it and missing it.
Jason Dunstall. Wonderful analysis on Fox. Guthrie down towards Cameron. Gee, Wilkie's been outstanding. Cameron's got 3 himself. Sinclair needs to be good. Kent bounced off his chest now. He's got a couple of problems. One named Stanley, the other named Parfitt, and they get him.
Yeah, the sort of forward pressure they need. Sinclair been great as well. He's provided plenty of that run off half-back. Cats will keep coming.
Cameron's deep. That's the direction Parfitt goes in. Can someone take a big hanger for the Cats? No, it's Marshall, the big boy.
It's not free Stanley to compete there.
Oh. Got a nice little kick for his trouble. Just sat in the air and tempted Tommy Hawkins to come over the top.
Still now up to 25. Menegola 24. Guthrie 21. And Crouch 17 for the Saints. St Kilda by 19 at quarter time. 6 at the half. One got in front after the goal from Smith, but Membry and Crouch 2 in a row.
Oh, that's encouraging.
That is encouraging. Long way from home, though, for Big Max.
Just the fact that he was able to jump and take a contested mark, Howie, do wonders for his own confidence in his body.
Dangerfield, another grab.
Just putting his stamp on this game as well, Danger here. He and Menegola have been the 2 that have just lifted.
Paddy with a driving ball, tries to hit Henderson on the stretch. He might still be a chance here. Lockie Webster tracks it back, falls for Henderson now. Doesn't want to have a shot for goal, looks for Hawkins. Unselfish, Steele ran in the other direction. Henderson had an opportunity. It might work out in the end for Hawkins. It does! Big Tommy puts it through. And now it is the catch back up by a point. Cracking game, this one. Saturday evening football at GMHBA.
I love Tommy Hawkins as a player, Gaz, but I reckon he got lucky here. He actually takes his eyes off the footy and doesn't even compete for it when the ball comes around the first time. Yeah, I think a couple of them did.
Yeah, I reckon Steele coming with a flight here jumps into him, and maybe Tommy jumps into Steele.
Takes his eyes off it. And I reckon if he keeps his eyes on the ball, he probably gets a free kick. But in the end, he's able to keep his feet. So that's the important part of the equation. Keeps his feet, follows up. And the one thing we know about Tom Hawkins is he'll always stay in the game. He does that. He's able to kick it. And he's starting to make ground on the one man in front who won't be playing again, but he needs to get moving very quickly, Gaz. He's only got a week and a quarter to get it done.
What's he, 9 behind? He's got 2 today, so maybe...
He needs at least another couple.
You don't see too many bags of 7 or more these days, do you? So I don't think that's going to be Tommy's main concern for the rest of this year. He's kicked 2. The Cats back in front.
They take on Melbourne next week, and St Kilda take on the Dockers. Geelong versus Melbourne, that'll be a game and a half next week. Higgins, Menengola, he's dominating this game now. Down towards Dalhouse, gets through him. Cameron just flows onto it, takes on Wilkie. Wilkie doesn't let his man go. What a battle that's been all afternoon. Sinclair, he's had a crack at everything. Falls to Holmes. Now Cameron could get his 4th. But Joyce got a boot in just in time.
Well, the thing that's made them really hard is, from a clearance situation, is that they're defending all the time. They win clearance and all of a sudden they're under the pump in the back half, and they've got to go the distance to score at the other end.
Dangerfield just got sent straight across the line.
You kind of don't want to smother with your leg, and after he had the kick, the leg trailed through into the legs of his opponent, and that can be rather nasty.
Steele, Dunstan, Hill, squeezing ball, just dropped it on the top of Jones.
Can they keep running? That's going to be the question for St Kilda, because they're going to have to move this footy really quickly from their back half.
Henderson set up down the line to stop the long kick. Now he arrives on the scene, gets a fist on it. 30 seconds on the clock. The Cats lead it by 2 points. And just chip it around.
They're very good at this, aren't they? They're very good at getting back and denying the opposition a good look at it. So this is going to be the great challenge for St Kilda with their season on the line. They will be close enough at the 3/4 time mark, and they would take that at the start, irrespective of being 5 goals up. If you said to them, hey, with your season on the line, you're going to be 2 points behind, they'd take it, I reckon. They're a chance against a very, very good side.
Smith bangs it down the line. Great game of footy, this one. In old-fashioned parlance, as the Saba comes out, don't go anywhere because we do have the close one. It's a 2-point margin the way of the Cats. So much more to come. Brisbane take on the Pies up at the Gabba.
Alright guys, sorry about that. It is 3/4 time. Wow, what a comeback from Geelong. They are doing so good right now. And they're doing awesome. So, last quarter is going to start very, very soon, guys. Just saw Jeremy Cameron getting injured with a big, big collision with a St Kilda player. So hopefully he's alright. But man, this is a very huge game so far. You better, guys, drop a like in the stream because this is going to be a very awesome last quarter. An intense one for sure. But I'm going to see who is winning right now. So, we got Geelong, though, I believe, is winning. Let me see. Yes, Geelong is winning by 2 points, guys. 2 points. Imagine losing to North Melbourne. Who are you saying that to, Esther? Who are you saying that to? No, Job. Don't. No, Job. Sorry, guys. I'm on the call with Job. Bro, just ignore what he says. Just leave him alone. Don't talk to him. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. I'm gonna move my mic, okay? Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, is there a deafen? How do I deafen? Oh, no, yeah. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. I'm just talking to my friend. But who are you saying that to, Esther? I want to know. Are you talking about some other team or what? Who are you talking about? If you're talking about Richmond, bro, we won towards North Melbourne, bro. But this is gonna be an awesome last quarter, guys. Drop a like. 2 points the margin. Geelong are winning. This is gonna be fantastic, guys. Once it's 5 minutes towards the end of the last quarter, guys, I'm gonna be scheduling my other stream, alright? So, I'll let you guys know once it's scheduled, but right now it is not scheduled yet. So I'll start scheduling it when it's 5 minutes towards the end of the quarter. But, I don't know, I think if Geelong loses, I think they'll still be in the same place as they actually are, but their points will be reduced. But, we'll see. All I know, you go for Geelong. Wait, I don't go for Geelong, bro. I go for Richmond as my normal team. I don't go for Geelong. But I support every team, though, by the way. Alright. This is gonna be a big last quarter, guys. St. Kilda trying to win this match, and also Geelong as well, guys. This is gonna be intense for sure. Did I miss a score review? The score is right in the screen right there, Fidget. You didn't miss the score review. I don't know what you're saying. Alright.
Inside 5 times, they kicked 3 goals, and that come in the back half of that quarter. So this is huge. It's season on the line. There's so much at stake here.
That young man could play a big part.
I think so. I thought that was a really good response because Geelong, you know, we've watched Geelong and been marvelling at them for a long time, that when they get into a move, they can just steamroll over the top of her team, and I just thought that's where we were heading. They got out 10 points when Smith kicked that goal in the third quarter, but they dug in St Kilda. That was a great sign. So we're set for a huge last quarter.
Cameron Mooney.
Well, as you see there, boys, Radigalia still out on the ground, so obviously can still take part in the game. Quinton Narkle's still in the shirt, so we didn't see any change there at three-quarter time. And I suspect on the back of the only other ruckman they have is Blitzarves. And with him matched up on King,
Here we
obviously
go.
want to keep Radically
Last
out
quarter,
there.
enjoy it.
Final quarter
Oh,
coming
no,
your
Mike,
way from
enjoy
Jam
the last
HBA.
quarter,
If you're in
guys.
lockdown,
We'll be
hopefully
back.
you're hanging in there and enjoying a
And,
little bit of footy on a Saturday evening.
Good time.
Dunstan with the initial clearance out of the middle. Menangola. He's already had 26 disposals. This will be his 27th equal steal.
And numbers aren't always the issue. It's the way he's used the footy, how he's been superb by foot.
Colin Jasny. Long ball forward. There is Radigalia and Cameron. Wilkie been outstanding. Ross. This is an important kick. He gets it. He drops the handball. He's done from behind. Higgins gets him. Ooh, he was lucky.
See, that was interesting, wasn't it?
That's nervy.
Could have picked him off for holding, and then you could have picked him off for in the back. I think he said, "I have $1 each way and throw it up."
So the Cats pressing early. Close. Dangerous around goal. Sinclair giving everything all day. Off the ground is Steele. Dalhouse. 1-2 to Guthrie. Clever. Close. Can't get out of Steele's tackle. Guthrie went a little underground job. Only got as far as Hill. Smith's got his former teammate. They just sort of wrestle each other across the line.
Don't underestimate the Jack Steele tackle. I reckon 9 times out of 10 you get sold there and you get stepped. And that's what he does. He just decides that he's not going to, makes a decision. He's going to have a big role to play.
Hawkins grabs it out. Gets it on his boot somehow to Isaac Smith. Wobbles it forward. It was touched. Dangerfield hits it with power. Look at that. To Menangola, the two men that are really firing Geelong combined.
As much as we've spoken about how good Menangola's been with his possessions, with his use of the footy, and he's already kicked a goal, his ability to find space, to find dangerous space, and to read the way the play is going to unfold is exceptional. 16
contested possessions from Dangerfield's been handy too.
An afternoon he's had. Menangola kicked the opening goal the second term for a second. Just hooked it.
Got to find a way to get field position. So if they can get, I mean, they've been defending a lot since half time in their defensive half, which can be tiring. When they did get field position from centre bounce late in that third quarter, they looked dangerous.
And the calls are Webby to Webster. Goes to Ross.
He's got to keep going here, keep moving.
It's McKenzie. Can they progress it past half forward? It's a reverse torpy from Hanbury.
It's actually a really good result.
It is.
That's as good a result as they could have hoped for. We have a look at what this game means to both teams. So the Saints have to win both games and hope other results go their way. If Geelong win, they go top the table. But if they lose and Brisbane win their last 2 games, Geelong have got to may have to beat Melbourne next week to hang on to a top 4 spot. So it shows you the importance of this game.
Massive game of football. Guthrie tracks it along the line. Ross.
Gone this time. Oh.
So the courage to run comes into it. And this is, Hanbury is that player, but he's only had his first game for the year. Can he keep running? Can Zach Jones? Can Jack Steele? We know Menangola. We know Selwood and Dangerfield will.
Membry sharp to Kent, the former Demon. Wobbles it to a dangerous position. Sharmany's there. King tries to impose himself. Henry had a tough start to the game. Worked his way back beautifully. Smith, not the distance of Menangola. Another possession for Sam. Membry with that double foot jump.
Isaac Smith and Brad Hill matched up with each other in this last quarter. That could be a fascinating duel.
GPS number will be interesting at the end of it. They go to defensive sides at stoppage, which becomes really interesting. Then it's a matter of just who can get used and who can be most effective. It's all right, they're one-on-one on this side of the ground, which you'd expect them to be. But when there's a stoppage on their side, Hill goes defensive side, Smith goes defensive side. So they separate, and it's just a matter of who can get the ball in their mitts.
'30th for Menangola. And as far as Jimmy Webster. Marshall and Stanley compete. Hanbury has had a very good return. Danger gets the free kick against Big Rowan Marshall.
Jeez,
He's got a good return from getting in and under today, Gaz.
Well, that's why he's up at number 20, contested footy. He's as desperate as any player.
20 out of 24 contested for Paddy Dangerfield.
Sometimes being the first one in and under doesn't always get the reward. Often you get caught trapping the ball in, you can get pinged, you can just get no reward and have lots of ball ups. But he's actually won possession doing that and been able to feed it to teammates. Oh,
big clash there. It was Kolajasny and the Saints still down. It was McKenzie. He's up now.
He nearly copped the running headbutt.
Can't be good for anyone.
Big running Liverpool.
Out in the full though. Here's a chance for the Saints.
This is a chance here. What can they manufacture? King hasn't, as we've said many times, since he's gone off the ground, hasn't looked really strong in the contest, but...
Oh, that could have been bad.
It was nasty, wasn't it? Can he take some attention and someone else bob up here?
Membry chips towards King in the pocket. Gets hands to it. A bad result for the Saints.
Well, you could see what Membry was trying to do, Howie. Yes, there was someone sitting in the gap. It was Blitzer. He tried to sit it on his head, so he had to stand under it while King could run and jump over the top.
It's interesting. You got Radicalia, who's wounded at the other end of the ground as well, so... Two of your keys there are just below par, physically.
Dunstan, Selwood, hustling and hassling each other. They both go to ground now. Crouch puts his body over the footy, as does Caulfield, Webster, close. They're all in there. Such an important game. Geelong looking to go top. The Saints looking to keep their season alive.
Well, I don't want to state the obvious. A travesty the crowd isn't here screaming their guts out of this, given what's at stake here. This is desperation plus. Both sides, they've been magnificent in having a crack here.
Hannaby somehow gets it to Crouch. He goes off the ground. Fistrom Smith over the former teammate's head. Hill, Dangerfield, O'Connor. Hughes picks it up on his bootlaces.
He's got great evasive skills, Jed Hughes.
Good toe as well.
That's what happens when you run and take a risk and give it and get it back. It opens up for you.
Oh, it's open ahead of them here.
They got space. Smith will look to run into a gap as well. Henderson unloads inside 50. Here comes Asaba. There is Cameron.
Great work.
All the big men are there. Hawkins as well.
Well, that's how, I think that's Dougal Howard there, who came off his man and spoiled Cameron, who was going to mark the footy. So he was defending too. Defended Radicalia and Hawkins.
Gets a tap out of the ruck. Parfitt, Hawkins, Guthrie, Higgins. Got space. This is dangerous. St Kilda with this man has space. Doesn't really time the ball forward. Sava with that big quad bandage up. Sinclair comes and picks everyone's pocket. This is an important ball. Burns. Might work out to Webster. They've got to get it out of here in a hurry, the Saints. Kent goes to ground. Jones.
Well, he was in big space, Zach Jones. He just couldn't get it to him there in the end. Just a little lack of composure.
Goal is up to 32 disposals now. Cam Guthrie, left foot slider. Hawkins on the dive.
But it's like the third quarter here in terms of you just can't get your hands on the footy, the Saints. So when they do, they look as if they may threaten, but they've had 43 possessions. Geelong 33 uncontested possession to 7 for the first 8.5 minutes of this quarter, which is a worrying sign.
Going around the corner. So he'll take his time, get his breath back, get the angle right.
All of a sudden, this will be a third goal, though, for Hawkins. Look at that for a finish from big Tommy Hawkins. Free for him, and Geelong just gapped the Saints. We're in the second half, Jace.
Yeah, and this is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Howie, it might be the first time they've been a couple of kicks down.
Yep.
So have they got an answer left in them? That's the thing we're going to find out, because since half-time, Geelong have had the game on their own terms. They're playing their game. They're a possession team. They love to dominate possession, and they're doing it uncontested and contested. And they're playing the game in their forward half.
They've had 23 handballs this quarter of 4. So, I mean, we're talking about the courage to run and who can cover the ground, who can transition from one end to the other. Well, right now, it is
He's one
Geelong.
closer. He's one closer.
And Harry Mackay sitting on the couch going, right, that's enough.
Someone pick Hawkins up.
He might be still in hospital. Big. Hey, True, send our best wishes for a shoulder surgery.
Out to a game-high lead for the Cats of 9 points. They trailed by 31 to zip it was in the first term. The Saints off to an absolute flyer. Jones stopped and started. Can King get involved here, Henderson?
He had Burns on. He hit the handball to Burns, which would have meant Burns could then run and bypass that group of players instead of going back and kicking.
Geelong with the answers at the moment. Can St Kilda respond? Can they keep their season? Their top 8 hopes alive. Blitzards, Higgins coming back, doing pretty well as Ross, but disagreed.
Well, we've got one-on-ones now. No, going the other way, I think.
No, it is. You're right. I was going to say it was a tough decision against him. It looked like he got balled. Now, can they find some aggressive run?
This is where they got stuck, though, isn't it? They get it to halfway okay, and then Geelong just so good at setting up long down the line.
2-on-2 inside 50. They go in that direction now.
Or downfield.
This is a big decision. McKenzie was felled after he got rid of it.
Well, Simpson it is, and that is a bad blue because they had big numbers down there. Blitzards in the hole.
I reckon we're getting soft with the downfield free kicks. If you just... You know what? That actually deserves it. That actually deserves it. But as a general rule, I think they've been far too forthcoming this season.
Just didn't need to do it.
No.
Little Sammy Simpson just didn't need to do it.
Big kick for Sharman. He's kicked one and shown in his short career he can nail a goal from a tight angle. Cooper Sharman. His biggest kick of the afternoon. Gets it across the face.
Sliced it. I like the look of him, though. He's just with a limited opportunity. He looks like a player.
8-point margin.
You just wonder how many good looks like that they're going to get in the last term, St Kilda. They probably can't afford to miss any of them.
Well, this has got to get up on an opponent. If you give Geelong time and space to deliver the footy in this manner, it's very hard to get it back off them.
Neither medical sub, Narkle or Clavarino used as yet. Simpson bustles forward, socks up towards Cameron. Hughes runs onto it, tries to break the tackle. Close tried something a little bit special. Tried to flick it forward, comes and gets it again, but he's taken across the line. An awkward-looking movement.
It's just having the view of the whole ground here, as you're seeing, you're getting a really good sense of who's running hard. And Higgins had got that far ahead of the ball then. He was 30 metres on his own if they were able to win possession centre wing.
Joyce tries to go off the ground, spills out the back of the pack. Sinclair. Simpson feigns the hand pass to Holmes, hits Selwood. Here's problems for the Saints. Selwood drops it forward. Big fist away from Howard. Had a bit more space than he thought. There's 3 Cats there. He mops up his own work, though. Really well done by Howard. Now Jones puts it under his arm. Advantage will be paid. It is. A scuffle on half-back for the Cats. Butler. He do some damage on the scoreboard. Just puts it out in front of a teammate. That's Crouch. Higgins arrives on the scene. He's ragdolled by Blitzards. Maybe a touch too aggressive.
Yeah, but good though from St Kilda. You got to ask this question. You got to keep moving the footy and ask the question of this Geelong defence.
They bomb it forward now. Oh, this is very good because it lands in the hands of Sharman if you're a Saints fan. And this should bring it back to a 2-point margin as Joyce looks a little bit crooked, to be honest.
Well, Tim Membry was waving his arms madly because they had a 2-on-1 down in the goal square. There was only Jack Henry left, wasn't he? He just had to get it there quickly, Moon.
Sorry, Jay, it's a great decision because King just came off for a rest as well, so they couldn't bomb it down there, so they moved it really smartly.
Sharman for the first goal of the term for the Saints. Squeezes it home, back to a 2-point margin.
I like this boy, Jace. Here's the injury. Let's have a look and see how this came about. This is at the other end of the ground when they were about to transition. So the tackle from Tommy Hawkins, and see, worse than that's been looked at, and I think Tom realised straight away.
Yep.
I don't think there was a sling. That was a momentum injury for me, but
it was an aggressive tackle, but you could see Hawkins showing concern straight up.
Yeah, and he was running flat out. So we can deal with that in a moment. Let's deal with the game right now. This kid just sees it. He sees it. We spoke to Brett Ratton, and he said about 10 weeks ago he's playing, I think it was Sanford Reserves. But sometimes you just look at a natural forward that can see what unfolds in front of him, and we got game on here. So Joyce is in a bit of a bad way. This is Hawkins with momentum from behind, takes his feet off the ground.
He dives to tackle him, doesn't he? So everything's going forward.
I will put it down in momentum. But anyway, we've got a game here.
Goal apiece for the term.
So things have just turned slightly. Now we get a free kick, which decides a centre clearance. Can they hang on to the footy again?
Crouch hits a target.
Oh, hello.
Centre half forwards Dunstan. Higgins wants it really deep.
We've got one spare out to the left here.
Come in this area now. Marshall's got a task and a half.
It's a horrible
Take
kick.
on the runners. Didn't like it, Jace?
No, it was a horrible kick. Kick to a 1-on-2 in the end. He had options on the other side. He wasted all that time and then kicked to a really poor contest.
I think it was McKenzie who was on his own, Jace. On the other side of the ground was on his own.
Higgins. So Saints getting rest of the free kicks at the moment.
Oh, you're kidding, he said very politely, Tom. Well, this needs to be a good kick.
Takes off one. Real bite, but it works out okay from the boot of Howard.
It has opened up the ground.
Burns through the middle is running hard. So we asked the question, did they have the runners? Well, the runners are starting to appear a bit here for St Kilda.
Webster, sweeping hand pass. McKenzie ignores Sinclair, tries to measure something on the left, and it's Higgins. Here comes the Saints now.
Kent.
Goes inboard, and there is Kent.
So they've identified, they just started now to identify the players that are spare.
Yep.
Games, well, in the last quarter, it's been a ferocious pace. It opens up, and if you've got the composure, you will find one more often than not.
If he hasn't got the journey, landing it on the goal line doesn't help.
Rides it with everything, does Kent across the face. A bit of action down on the bench as well. It's a one-point game. What's happening, Moons?
Yeah, sub's been made. Guy Clavarino's just run onto the ground now, so the sub has been made.
So it's Joyce out with concussion protocol, it looks like.
So Oscar Clavarino, who's played a few games and will play as a tall defender, so like for like, really.
8.5 on the clock, 1 point margin. Geelong looking to go top. St Kilda looking to keep their finals hopes alive.
It's incredible. It's a 1 point game, Howard. With one game left in the season and spots up for grabs in the top 4 and the bottom part of the 8. It's an unbelievable finish to this game.
And normally they'd be roaring here at the Cattery. Well, the Saints would be happy to be playing in front of no crowd down here. Hopefully we get crowds back soon.
Dan Hanbury, who's, you know, he's coming in on a big contract. What he does is run and run and run to the end, and they need him to, because right now they're outside the 8. Another 2 points.
Man, it changes big time, doesn't it?
And it looks a hell of a lot better. Not so great for the Cats.
They'll try and find something from Brad Hill in this last term, the Saints. He's only had the 7 possessions for the game. He's got to get himself involved.
That'll work from Guthrie to Selwood to close. Hawkins running back with a flight. Cameron's there as well. It's kick 3, Jeremy. And a big first half. That's a clever hand pass from Hawkins back towards Selwood. Gets through Dunstan. Here come the Cats. Simpson. He's had a fine afternoon. Back to Hawkins. Steps his man. Oh, kicked it straight to Webster. He didn't expect it to come his way.
Oh, jeez. It's on now. I mean, the mistake, one mistake can cost you a spot in the final series. That's where we're at right now. So you can find out plenty about players in these instances.
Marshall, Jones, Burns, saw something. And there's the Dalhouse. Hughes, Dangerfield, missed him.
Well, Jack Steele's down here at the moment, guys, pacing up and down, trying to get back on. Maxi King's finally trying to get back on as well. So they've got a couple of stars to come back in now.
And Mooney alongside Gary Lyon and Jason Dunstall. Saturday twilight footy on Fox. Guthrie got an important hand in. Stop the run. Simpson.
It's been good, Simpson. Done a lot of good work skirting around the packs.
Cam Guthrie drops it into the pocket. Howard's important here. Lands on the head. Straight to Dangerfield. Oh, it's skinny.
Oh, yeah. Cam Guthrie, 10 possessions. In about half a quarter, being huge.
Marples doing some run-throughs down there as Radaglia limps to the bench.
Yeah, he's back off now, Harry. I think this change not been made now.
Well, what a man to inject moons if he can. Not Sparkle Narkin with 7 on the clock.
Well, it's a no-brainer. If you've got a genuine Corky to big Sav, and you've got Narkle there with the running ability.
Men in goal with one of those pierces only as far as Caulfield. He wants to move it immediately, so the Saints taking it on now. They've got it in the hands of the runner, Hill. He just plops it straight down the line towards King. Blitz halves. Butler keeps his feet. Blitz halves comes a second time, taps it out to his team's advantage. Back to Hill. Butler, he's going to have no space. Got one round the chops for his trouble.
Had a couple of good moments, Brad Hill then. Jace, you called for it, so he's had a few moments. He's got to find plenty more, though, as you said. He's the best runner in the group, so he's the one that's got to be pushing and finding.
Out of the ruck from the Saints. Reverse spirals it forward. But over the top of Burns. Higgins and Blitzarves run into each other. Higgins is the winner in the end. Selwood at the bottom of the pack. Hacks it forward.
Well, he's left his man here,
Down House got one high. Big play now. Cats are streaming forward. They lead it by a couple of points. Under 6 on the clock.
Oh, it's a big call. He's saying calm down, take it easy, but he had some options if he went quickly.
He had Hawkins and Seb Ross ahead of the footy because Howard had left him to attack the ball, which was brave. Howard now gets back on Hawkins. Cameron deep with Wilkie.
Still got to kick a goal or two to win.
Cam Mooney, movement on the bench.
Narkle's just taking the shirt off, Howie. Good call. So it looks like that change has been made. He's just doing a couple of warm-ups, and I think he'll be on.
Yeah, you can see Asava still sitting on the bike, but it's wooden. It is not moving.
Selwood drives it forward. Stanley with a contested mark. Now this is a moment.
I'm just trying to look at Rowan Marshall.
Yep.
I don't know, was he... I couldn't see. He wasn't off the ground, was he? Stanley walked through the middle of the ground there about a minute ago. I'm trying to find the opposing ruckman, and just slow to get to him.
And that's the mark that Stanley has to take. So he gets McKenzie one-on-one. Too big, too tall, got to take it. Can he go back and give them the breathing space now?
Kicks this, the Saints will need 2. Reese's kicked 1 in the first term. Doesn't want the responsibility. Goes back and across to Smith.
Gee, that's strange. He was in kicking distance. And goals are coming at a premium, and there's still 4.5 minutes on the clock.
Give up a lot of ground now, back to Henry. So the set shot goes back to the middle of the ground. They go all the way around.
So what they do get, though, is they've sucked all of the St Kilda players up the ground. So there's no structure ahead of the ball for the Saints if they do win it.
And they can burn 30 seconds here. Lockie Henderson. Everyone in one half. I want to get your thoughts on Radaglia. Maybe I'll go to when we get a chance with Cam and Narkle, who still hasn't got off the ground. It's admirable that they've given Sav every opportunity. But gee whiz, you could have done with that.
I would have made the call a lot earlier, Gaz.
Yeah.
I would have used Henry as my second ruckman if I needed it.
Yeah, well, maybe that was the reason. But
Henderson burning the clock. He's still looking to try and pass it off. Unloads does Lockie Henderson right to the teeth of goal. Dangerfield! Of course it's Paddy in a pack. He splits it, takes the grab.
cometh the moment, isn't it?
Just judged it better than everyone else.
Well, because he wanted to. Because he said the game's on the line and I'll do it. And that's why
What sort of kick is he going with?
Been a superstar for so long.
Around the corner on the left.
Not home yet, let's be honest, but
No, you expect him to kick this.
the mark was just the mark of a champion.
You've got to go back 2 metres, Cal.
Plays on Dangerfield, hooks it round the corner. Paddy with a big blow late for the Cats.
He's been good. 28 possessions, 22 of them contested. That's a power of work, and you can throw 9 clearances in amongst it as well. Now he adds a goal.
So when you're 2 points behind, you've got a top 4 spot, you know, in the balance. You're playing against a team who's playing for their life, and the ball comes in and it's going to drop. I mean, this is what separates good from great, great from all time. And that's, you know, the opposition's there. It's genuine. It's packed.
It's disappointing defensively when you've got 3 tools down there. They're all watching. They're all watching the mark.
Of course it is. Seb Ross is the one that's got responsibility. He's not looking at the ball here. But he just can't. Seb just says, OK, I'll now play in front, try and deny him space and loses touch and contact with him. And he's just he's a superstar. That's why he is a superstar.
Saints need 2 now. Selwood tracks back after it, gets over the top of him. Hooks it to the outer side to Dangerfield, who'll just slow things down.
Well, they've got that bit of breathing space that Jason talked about, so now they can. Now they can try and milk a bit of time. It's been impressive, hasn't it?
Well, he said no, he looked back. I'd be going backwards. This is where you really spread the ground and you can start chipping it around. They're looking to do that. Good option.
And he's got blitzers here as well, so this is a very, very professional outfit. Very professional. They've clawed back from 5 goals here. Let's not forget that. They gave the first 5 up of the game.
It's a team that knows how to win games, Gary. They've done this so many times in the past.
Soaking up the time now, the Cats. Saints need to get their hands on the footy in a big hurry. Claverino, his first impact on the game.
It's got to go, yeah. They're going to take the corridor, take the risk.
Oh, it's a wobbly old ball. Sets Wilkie a task. Cameron comes back with a flight. Wilkie comes again. There's Narkle. Cameron to finish the game. Jeremy Cameron. That is all she wrote. Cameron's got his 4th and the Cats are home, and tonight they will sit on top of the ladder.
And just like that, Secura's year is over, Jason. That's how cruel a game it is, but the learnings to come out of this.
You said they had to take it on, and they did.
Yeah,
but again, it's the execution.
Well, that one there, when you say you take it on, you just got to be a little bit more discerning. That's long and slow and high, and you're 15 metres out from goal. So try and get a shorter kick and then ping one through the middle. And if you turn it over in the centre of the ground, up near the circle, fair enough. That hurts. But anyway, just this Geelong side, you just take your hat off. Tui out, Stewart out, they're big outs. I reckon they're really important parts of what they try to do in this side. Gary Rowan not playing either. They're a good side.
Didn't touch the ball there, but Narkle's body on Wilkie allowed Cameron to come through and kick it.
That's as if the looks of a playing group who now know that 2021's gone from a finals point of view.
Yep, and the Cats can plan on the double chance and cut their cloth accordingly.
So they'll go top of the ladder. Melbourne play tomorrow, and then Geelong play Melbourne next week. Sinclair drags the ball forward. Kent, Glenn Valiant, the Saints, they kicked the first 5, as Gary said. They led 31-0 early doors. Narkle trying to make an impact. Work his way into the side come finals. Ross stripped from behind, holding the ball.
They get out without an injury, apart from Asava, obviously, who's, we think that might be just a corky, so we expect that to come up okay. So they'll hope to get a few back. I'm not sure Mitch Duncan, where the Moons knows, I think they're hopeful that Mitch Duncan will be back within a week or 2.
Hoping first final goes, I think.
Yeah, well, that's huge too. So they've rested a few. They've given players a rest here and there, and they've timed their run, and they're in pretty good nick. Of course, they'd love to have Tommy Stewart. I think that's the big news today, that he's going to have some surgery and his season's over. That's as big a loss as any team, but they've got some players to cover.
Shame they took so long to find this chemistry, St Kilda, because their last 6 weeks, they've turned the corner and they look like they can compete against the good sides.
Have a look at this man, Dangerfield. Who's contested numbers, Gary? They're extraordinary, aren't they?
30 possessions, 24 contested,
9
clearances, 6 inside 50s, the match-defining mark and goal, and probably 3 Brownlow votes, I think.
Selwood with ball in hand as the clock winds down. He goes back. Cats get it done.
There he goes. Siren sounds.
Season, they sit at top of the ladder tonight. They came back from 31 to zip down. And that man right there was a massive part of it. And the Saints, well, that is a mortal blow for 2021.
Chips in, we know that. We know the Cats have gone throwing chips in this year.
That was a very good game. Give them credit, guys.
Been around the mark for a long, long time, and then you go to the trade table and you drag Jeremy Cameron into your lineup, you drag Isaac Smith into your lineup, and you drag Sean Higgins in. You're sending a pretty clear message to the rest of the footy world that you are very much in contention. And here we are after 22 rounds of a 23-round season, and they are sitting on top of the AFL ladder. I know that counts for nothing, but all that's doing is putting yourself in a position to try and cash in what you've done in the off season, and you just take your hat off to them.
You just can't speak highly enough about their professionalism. They conceded the first 5 goals of the night. And St Kilda were playing a great brand of footy. They looked like they could do anything. Their confidence is up after a good win over Sydney last week. The Saints are playing for a spot in the 8 and they bring everything. But then they're able to steady. They find a way to fight back into the contest in the second term, and then they own the third. And then it's a matter of just slugging out a tight finish, which they are the masters of doing.
And look, the Saints got to that 5-goal lead on the back of that, not that man, or yes, that man.
All right, guys.
Superb. The man we just saw earlier was Max King.
I am going to end that there, since there's another match coming up in a couple of minutes or so. So it would be appreciated, my friends, to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I should be live again in about a couple of minutes. But give you guys the link here. Conman has trashed his room. Oh boy. I'll have to see his reaction. I can't wait. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Click on that link. This will take you to my other stream. I should be live in about a couple of minutes or so. So if you guys want to watch the Brisbane and Collingwood game, go into that link, and I should be live in about a couple of minutes or so. So appreciate everyone coming out to the stream, and I'll see you all in the other stream. But until then, take care, talk soon, and goodbye.